What's up? What's up, guys? This is your boy Steve with the Profit Report with AB and Steve. My brother AB today could not make it. He's chilling with his pops. His pops is in town for a little bit, so he's hanging out with his pops tonight. So you're gonna be rocking with me tonight. And today we are covering Ford, guys. Ford Company, the main company that started this whole car revolution. And if you're joining, welcome to the live. Appreciate you joining. Appreciate you joining us. And we're gonna get right into it, man. We're gonna go to Ford. I mean, this is the most recognized brand in the world. What's up, Hassan? What's going on, baby? Uncle in town? I know, right? It's one day it's uncle, one day is his father, AB, just missing in action. But I'm gonna hold it down for him. But appreciate you joining, man. And we're gonna talk about Ford. Ford, guys, look at this. Started in 1903. The real OGs of vehicles, man, by Henry Ford, with the vision to make automobiles affordable and accessible to the average American family. And then he's also known for the assembly line, which is obviously now popular in most manufacturing facilities. He's the one that started the whole assembly line, which made production much more efficient. And look at this, in 1908, he started the Model T, car designed for durability and ease of maintenance. Oh, there's actually a few movies too. You guys ever watched that movie? Look at this, a popular movie, and Inception, directed by Christopher Nolan, features a car chase scene where a Ford taxi is used during the first level of Dreams in New York City. Oh, okay. Yeah, man, this is the first vehicle that's ever been invented. Um, so very well known. Okay, Hassan already has dug up a little information about Ford, so I'm curious what we're gonna find out. I'm I don't know if you guys ever owned a Ford. I had a Ford. I had a Ford Fusion for 7 years before I got a Tesla. So I got firsthand experience having a Ford, American brand, obviously. But I wonder how they're doing now. Let's check out the website before we dive into the financials, guys. Look at Ford right here. This is their website. American most awarded brand for new vehicles quality. F-150. I mean, their trucks are really good. I mean, I heard a lot of people talking about their trucks. Yeah, it is, Hassan. You're right. First mass-produced vehicle. Um, Merc was first car. It said the T8. Is that what it's called? The Merc? What was? Let's look it up. What was? I think it's the Model T. What was Ford's first car? Oh, Henry Ford's first car was the quadricycle, a simple experimental vehicle he built in 1896. I mean, they revolutionized the whole car industry, right? Because before this, you know, people were riding on horses for transportation, and they're the ones that started the whole thing. Henry Ford, man. Let's just find out a little information about our guy, Henry Ford. Tell me a little info about Henry Ford. Let's see about our founder. Prominent American industrialist and business magnate, most famously known for founding the Ford Motor Company, born in 1863. And then he became an engineer in Detroit, and later rising to chief engineer. And his first vision was Model T, of an affordable and reliable vehicle, in 1908. And the Model T achieved remarkable sales success with over 15 million units produced, becoming the most sold car until it was surpassed by the Volkswagen Beetle in 1972. Damn. So this car was dominant from 1902 to 1972. What is that? Like 64 years right there? For 64 years, they're the most sold car until Volkswagen took over. That's a huge dominance. And he's also known for implementing progressive labor policies, including the $5 daily wage and the 5-day work week. So, you guys working 40 hours, you got Henry Ford to thank for that as well. Oh, what is this right here? This is what some tea in here. Look at this. A dark chapter in Ford's legacy is promotion of anti-Semitism through his newspaper. Oh, damn, I didn't know about this. So he had a newspaper and he spread harmful conspiracy theories about Jewish people. Wow. And he was also an opponent of labor unions and used aggressive tactics to prevent unionization at his factories. Wow. Considering he was a proponent for the 40-day week and him also mandating, $5 daily wage, at that time, I I'm sure the daily wage was lower than that. But for him to be opposed to union, that's also surprising. Wow. Okay. So that's what we know about Ford. And just to give you guys some perspective, at that time, I wonder what the average wage is, or what the average wage was at that point. What was a typical wage during that period? In 1900, the average factory wage was approximately 20 cents per hour. Damn. Resulting in an annual salary of barely 600. So $5 was revolutionary, because even if you, let's say at 20 cents per hour, even if you worked 10 hours a day, that would only translate to $2. So him paying $5 per day, that's, over 100% raise that he gave his people, about 150% raise. Incredible. All right, guys, let's go to the website. Let's see what they got. Let's see what their vehicles look like nowadays. Who's Hassan, you're a car guy. What's your overall take on Ford? Do you consider them to be reliable? Because they kind of got like a mixed feeling by people, right? Because you got the Mustang, which is a popular brand, and people like the Mustang. I mean, even the electric Mustang is actually pretty good. There was actually a piece by Wall Street Journal that compared the electric Mustang, to Tesla, and in almost every metric, aside from the software, where it performed equally, if not better, in most categories. And then they got the Bronco as well. They brought the Bronco back. Trucks. They got the F-150, well-known truck. Oh, Hassan says do this mix, but there's no denying seeing all these old Fords on the road. Yeah, it's really a mixed bag. You either some people like Ford, some people don't, but it's not really known as to be like the most reliable vehicle per se. It's not like a Toyota or a Honda, but it still has some good brands under its umbrella. Look at this. So the Ford Escape, and they got the performance vehicles. The Bronco is uh a good one that they brought it back. I know it went away for a little bit, but then they brought it back and has been a success. It's a very beautiful car. So they also got commercial vehicles, and the price seems reasonable. And then let's look at future vehicles. Mustang GTD. Okay. Hassan says, "You see the most beaten up Ford still running. It's plastic inside, but I do like a nice Mustang. I do like a nice Mustang. Trunks are good too. The lineup is very focused on the hits, but they really cleaned up the lineup. It's bare bones. Don't forget to look up Lincoln. Oh, Lincoln is also part of Ford? Really? I didn't know that. Um, is Lincoln? Oh, you're right. You're 100% right. Lincoln is part of Ford. Oh, so they acquired it in 1922 when they faced financial difficulties. So I'm curious, what brands, let me list all the brands that Ford owns. Now you got me curious. I wonder what other companies they do own that I might not be familiar with. So they got the Ford, they got the Lincoln, Troller, a Brazilian manufacturer specializing in off-road vehicles. Oh, okay. Oh, look at this. Other parts of it. So Volvo used to be also part of Ford, but then was later sold to Geely Automobile, Chinese automaker. Jaguar and Land Rover were also part of the pack, but were sold. Oh, and they used to own Jaguar and Land Rover too? What? Yo. He said they had Mercury, but they were dropped years back. Oh, yes, Volvo and Mazda too. Oh, I didn't know they had Mazda as well. So it looked like they sold off. I mean, Mazda, I thought it was a Japanese brand, um, but they no longer have that as well. Mercury was discontinued in 2011. Aston Martin also used to be part of Ford, and then they sold it off as well. So it looks like they have acquired many brands over the year, but they've let them go, and now they only have Ford and Lincoln. I don't even know how Lincoln is doing nowadays. You don't really see a lot of people driving Lincolns. Yeah, you're right, Hassan. They went to Tata Motors, which I don't even know what that is. But Land Rover, I didn't know they had that as well. Interesting. So I wonder why they let these go, right? There has to be a reason. Well, you know what? Let's not waste too much time. Let's dive right into their financials, guys. Hassan says there might be some juicy stuff with their financials. I'm curious what it is. Let's get right into it, guys. Ford Motor Company, again, incorporated in Delaware. Like I mentioned, over 60 something percent of publicly traded companies are incorporated in Delaware. It's just much more friendlier for corporations to incorporate over there, easier arbitration and stuff like that if they have any liability issues and stuff like that. But then their actual principal address is in Dearborn, Michigan. They trade under the stock ticker F. Um, and I think these are some of the bond holdings that they have. They also sell bonds in these trading symbols as well. Yep, these are some bonds that they have. You can see the interest rate that they offer, 6.2. Hassan said Tata is the Indian conglomerate. Not sure if it's still owned by them. Jaguar is facing huge struggles. That's another episode. Huh. What is Tata? Let's just see. What is Tata? Let's see. Who did they sold it off to? What is Tata Motors and what brands do they hold? Oh, it is an Indian multinational company. So they hold, including models of Tiago, Ultras. I am not familiar with any of these brands. This must be overseas. But they also have Jaguar Land Rover, acquired these iconic brand, continues to be a major. So they also own Range Rover as well. Interesting stuff. Look up Tata Group. Yeah, so this is all their holdings that they have. So it's actually a bigger company than I thought it was. Has global footprint. Okay. So it's a big company. Interesting stuff. Okay. Back to the financial statement. Let's see. They are considered a large accelerator filer. What else? Let's see. The aggregate market value of such common stock was, so their market cap was about 48 billion as of this annual report, which is essentially the price of their stock multiplied by the number of shares that they're selling. That's what brings up their market value. But this varies day by day. But at that point, it was about 48 billion. We're going to look at how much it is now. What else? Let's go. So we got their table of contents. Let's move over. So it was incorporated in Delaware in 1919 and Michigan. We acquired the business of a Michigan company, also known as Ford Motor Company, which has been incorporated since 1903. So it's just a reorg type of situation. It's not that they bought it from anybody else. They have 171,000 employees worldwide. It's bigger than Tesla. Tesla has about 140 something thousand employees. The company Ford Plus plan for growth and value creation combines existing strength, new capabilities, and always on relationship with customers. Okay. The company offers freedom of choice through customer centered business segments. Ford Blue, iconic gas powered and hybrid vehicles. They do have a hybrid. That's the car actually I had. I had a Ford Fusion hybrid. Um, just talking about this is December 31st, 2024. They do use a calendar fiscal year, which is from January to December 31st. Not everybody uses that, so but they do use that. Overview, Force Blue segments. So this segment, so they divide their company in different segments. So the blue segment contains Ford and Lincoln's internal combustion engine and hybrid vehicles and digital services for retail customers. Um, and then they also provide hardware engineering and manufacturing capabilities to Ford Model E and manufactures vehicles on behalf of Ford Pro, in certain cases, Ford Model E. Okay. And then they also have a Ford Model E segment. It includes the sale of their electric vehicles. So they report those separately. This has the electric vehicles, service part, accessories. This segment focuses on developing EV and digital vehicle technologies as well as software development. Okay. It operates in North America, Europe, and China. Ford Model E also includes EV and related sales not considered core to Ford Pro to commercial, government, rental customers in Europe, China, and Mexico. And they also have another segment called Ford Pro, the sale of Ford and Lincoln vehicle service parts, accessory, and service for commercial, government, and rental customers. So they have a segment just for rental customers as well, for commercial, government, and rental arrangements that they have. Okay. Our vehicle brands are Ford and Lincoln. They sold 4.4 million vehicles at wholesale throughout the world. So where do they rank? Let's see car sales. Where does Ford rank in car sales? Let's see where they stack up to the competition. So they ranked 6th globally in 2024 by unit sales. It's also the 6th largest automaker based on 2022 vehicle production. And 2023, they ranked 6th globally by sales. So it's not a spot that they were accustomed to back in the days. They had that spot, #1 for 65 years, guys, until Volkswagen beat them, and then now currently they are ranked #6. But they say in the United States, Ford consistently holds a strong position, typically ranking among the top 3 in sales, often battling with Toyota and General Motors. And in 2024, Ford was the second best-selling automaker in the U.S. behind Toyota and ahead of Chevrolet, Honda, and Hyundai. Okay. And then their trucks, the F-150, are consistently the best-selling vehicles in the United States. So it looks like their trucks do better than their sedan. And they had a 12.8 market share in the U.S. as of Q1 2025. And then they have strong performance in markets like North America and Australia, and then the popularity and high sales volume of its F-Series trucks. Okay. Some challenges in Europe, South America, and China. All right, let's go back to the financial statement, guys. Let's see what they talk about. So they have Ford and Lincoln. They sold 4.4 million vehicles in 2024. Look at the brand. So this numbers right here. This is the approximate number of dealerships worldwide distributing our vehicle brands as follows. So there's about 8,214 dealerships that are selling Ford. But in the previous year they had 8,639. So that's a decrease of 427 from the previous year. And then even Ford Lincoln combined, they had 503 dealerships in 2023, but a decrease to 451. So the number of dealership counts looks like it's going down. And the same thing with Lincoln. So from 2023 to 2024, their dealership count went by 521. I wonder what's the cause of that. Why is less dealerships now? What is the cause of that? Why does Ford have less dealerships in 2024 than I wonder if it's a demand situation or if they're trying to save some money. This was primarily driven by strategic decision related to its electric vehicles plans and efforts to streamline its dealership network. Oh, so it initially launched a voluntary Model E program in 2022, which required dealerships to make a substantial upfront investment up to 1.2 million for certified elite dealerships. And then many dealers resisted this significant financial commitment, leading to lawsuits and administrative complaints. Oh, interesting. Okay. And it also has shed a record number of Lincoln dealerships with plans to cut more, which they did in 2024. Might find more information about this for in the financial statement, but they did cut 500 dealerships from year to year between 2023 2024. Hassan says dealerships need to go. I mean, they are the middleman, right? We said it. They don't really serve any purpose aside from serving as a middleman. If you had direct access to the manufacturer, price would be lower. So I agree with you. I don't know why we have dealerships. I don't know what the advantage of having dealerships is. Is really anything? There's not any advantages that I see. So in addition to products we sell, we also sell vehicles to our dealerships for sale to fleet customers, including commercial fleet customers, daily rental car companies, and governments. Okay, so they do sell to rental companies and all that. So now they talk about the worldwide automotive industry is affected significantly by general economic and political conditions over we have little control. So they talk about vehicles are durable goods and consumers and businesses have latitude in determining whether and when to replace an existing vehicle. So then they talk about how slowing economic growth, geopolitical events, and other factors, including the cost of purchasing and operating vehicles, would affect that. I mean, that's with any car. It's not just to Ford. So they say as a result, the number of cars, trucks, and utility vehicles sold may vary substantially from year to year. Yeah, of course. They also say that it's competitive. Of course, it is. And then they say the wholesale unit volumes also influenced by the level of dealer inventory and our ability to maintain production levels. Yep. Common. I mean, this is obvious stuff. We don't need to dive deep into this. The profitability of our business affected by many factors: wholesale unit volumes, margin of profit, fixed structural costs. It says, although supply disruption has resulted in a higher level of new vehicle prices, our industry has historically had a very competitive pricing environment. Okay. Competitive position. It says it consists of many producers with no single dominant producer. That's true. Seasonality. Okay, we don't need to talk about that. Raw materials, they do purchase wide materials from numerous suppliers. This includes steel, aluminum, precious metals. Yup. Intellectual property. These are any patents and stuff that they hold. So they have a lot of patents and stuff. Yup. Warranty coverage. Wholesale. Okay. So wholesale consists primarily of vehicles sold to dealerships. For the majority of such sales, we recognize revenue when we ship the vehicles to our dealership from our manufacturing facility. So let's see what their wholesale units was for the past few years. Look at these numbers. United States. So this is in thousands of units. So you got to add 3 zeros at the end of these. So they sold 2 million units to United States dealerships, and then it just went up a little bit in 2023 to 2,097,000 and then 2.2. So there's not a big jump. And then if you look at China, it went from 495,000 to 467,000, and then it declined even further to 442. That's not a good sign because China is a big market. Canada, same. I mean, there's a little bit of difference: 258,000, 260, 269. There's barely it's kind of flat. United Kingdom has actually gone down 263 to 242 right here, 242,000. Germany Again, that has gone down in Germany as well. Look at their 2024 number. Turkey went up in 2023, but then went down again in 2024. Italy, same thing, went up. They had a spike in 2023 and then went down again. Australia seems to be the only one that shot up a little bit from 71,000 to 89,000 to 104. France went down. Other markets went up a little bit, but not by much. So if you look at the 2023 number, 4.4 million, 1.3 to 4.47, it went up slightly, but not by much. What's up, San? What's going on with you? Welcome to the live. Holding it down today. AB is out today, so I'm covering for our boy. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the live. So we're looking at their sales right now. So look at this, the industry volume, sales in million units. So this is all the way up to 2024. So look at their market share. In 2023, they had a 12.4% market share. And in 2024, they slightly went up to 12.6. But if you look at 2022 right here, they had a 13.1% market share. So it looks like their market share actually went down in 2023 and just went up a little bit. So they've lost market share since 2022. US sales by type. Let's see. And they got their electric vehicles up in here. So electric vehicles actually jumped from 72. Is this, it's not in thousands right here. Oh, is this actual numbers? Okay. So they sold 72,000 vehicles, electric vehicles in 2023, and then went up to 97. That's a big jump. I know it doesn't seem like it, but that's over a 20% jump. So they are seeing an increase in their electric vehicles. Hybrid as well went from 133 to 187. That's also a big jump. That's over 20% as well. But their actual regular cars, internal combustion vehicles, it just went up slightly from 1.789 to 1.793. So they're not seeing a lot of sales in their regular gas powered vehicles. So let's see what else. What else? Ford credit segments. They offer financing. It says Ford Credit earns its revenue primarily from payments made under retail installment sale and finance lease retail financing, and operates lease contract that originates and purchase interest rate supplements and other support payments from U.S. and our affiliates and payments made under dealer financing programs. They essentially are saying like they get their payments from arrangements they have with dealers and they finance some of that stuff. So they have a large portfolio of finance receivables and operating lease, which it classifies into portfolios, consumer and non-consumer. Okay. So they do give credit to wholesale loans to dealers to finance the purchase of vehicle inventory, known as floor plan financing, as well as loans to dealers to finance working capital and improvements to dealership facilities. So they even loan out their dealerships money to improve their dealership and stuff, and to help them with their working capital. Interesting. So they do help their dealerships out, the ones that do sell Ford. They give them some financing help, and to even finance the purchase of dealership real estate and finance other dealer vehicle programs. Wow, okay. So their financing seems to be like very beneficial for any Ford dealership. They offer a lot of um, access to capital to those people. And then Ford Credit also provides financing to US to us for vehicles that we lease to our employees. Oh wow. So they even lease vehicles to their employees. Okay. So the majority of their business is in the United States and Canada, and then outside of the United States for the Ford Credit. Europe is Ford's credit largest operation. Okay. And they do routinely sponsor special retail financing. Boom, boom, boom. All right, there's just a lot of information on who they finance. Okay. Corporate other primarily includes corporate governance expenses, past service pension, post retirement. This is just other expenses that they have incurred. We're going to get down to that when we go to their income statement. We could see that they do have some debt, governmental standards, many government standards and regulation related to safety, fuel economy. Okay, we know that. They're also mandated by different federal and California emission standards. Look at this. California always at the forefront, When it comes to environment, they be they be the first ones imposing requirements. And this as well, they have certain standards that they've set that they have to abide by. So emission standards. Okay, so it says for light duty cars and trucks, and they have certain criteria. So in 2021, the EPA posed emission standards for GHGs for the 2023 through 2026 model years. Okay. But they are, both set of standards are subject to pending legal challenges. So it looks like they didn't agree with those standards, so they have taken it to court. Oh, okay. And then they say CARB is considering adopting emission standards for future model years. These EPA and CARB standards also include updates to durability, warranty, and OBD requirements. Yes, Hassan, California has a lot of restriction. I mean, it's insane, but it is helpful to the consumer because even if I don't know if you've seen those P65 regulation, if you would buy food, it says this does not meet P65 regulation and so on because it has like different additives and stuff. That's because of California. So I know it is restrictive, very restrictive, but sometimes it is beneficial for consumers because we don't know how whole thing is affecting us. I mean, emission. If you do believe in global warming and all that, which there are people nowadays that don't believe in that. But if you do believe in that, it is important that we have some regulations to help us in curbing carbon emission. So look at this. California requires manufacturers to produce and deliver for sale zero emission vehicles, which include electric vehicles. This is in addition to the emission standards outlined above. Wow. California regulation, which use a system based on credits, whether generated by us or purchased from another manufacturer, that could be banked and carried forward, require annual percentage increase in the production and sale of zero emission vehicles. So this is where you see like Tesla and Rivian making money because you see this California regulation that requires that a system based on credits, whether generated by us or purchased from another manufacturer. So if you're not able to meet these regulations, you have to buy those credits from, a company that has plenty of those. And typically zero emission vehicle manufacturers like Rivian and Tesla have those. So they buy that from those places. So, I mean, it is a huge restriction on these companies. Look, for duty vehicles in the 2025 model year, it requires them approximately 22% if a manufacturer's California light duty vehicle sales volume be so for any duty vehicles that they sell, 22% of it has to be zero emission vehicles. No wonder why they're amping up their electric vehicle production. And then in 2026, this grows to 35%, meaning if they have 100,000 SUVs that they sell, at least 35,000 of them have to be zero emission cars. If not, they would have to buy those credits from somebody else. And then it rises to 100% by the 2035 model year. Woo! Those are really tough restrictions for these companies that make gas powered vehicles. Hassan says they got us cat converters and many emission regulations, but it's also a nice engineering challenge. I would think so. It definitely is a huge engineering challenge, especially if you've been accustomed to just making gas powered vehicles. It is definitely difficult to retool your operation and just start making zero emission vehicles. And I mean, this is a tight deadline. 2035 is only 10 years away. That's not easy to do. Hassan says the biggest challenge also is you're known for trucks and now you have to sell environmental now. Huge challenge. It really is because their biggest seller is these like F-150s, these trucks. And, that's your biggest customer base. And then now for you to make those electric or zero emission and still be able to have consumers willing to buy that is a very big challenge, and that would affect their bottom line as well. So it looks like for decades California has requested and EPA has granted waivers to allow California to implement emission standards. In some cases EPA withhold approval of waivers. So look, in 2019, during the first Trump administration, in an unprecedented move, the EPA rescinded a previously granted waiver. Wow. So you see, Trump being in office is actually very beneficial for these car manufacturers if they're a little behind on zero emission vehicles. And I don't know with the big, beautiful bill if that actually helps. What's up, baby? I see you in here, dog. Oh man, so I wonder if the big beautiful bill also helps. Let's look that up. Does the big beautiful bill allow Ford and others to not be mandated to California emission requirements? I wonder if that helped them. Let's look at this right here. This is June 17, 2020. Trump rescinds California's emission waivers, what it means for the future of EV mandates. So he delivered on his promise to ease the aggressive push led by California and other states to mandate the transition to electric vehicles. Trump signed 3 Congressional Review Act resolution that rescinded California's EV sales mandates and diesel engine rules upon which several other states had modeled their emission standard. Wow. So it says the principal resolution revokes the EPA's Clean Act waiver to California, which allowed California to adopt its own vehicle emission rules. As a result of the waiver, California mandated that beginning in model year 2026, zero emission vehicles must contribute 35% of each manufacturer's sales of new motor vehicles. Man, so he rescinded all that. Because as a result of California rules, you see all these other states also adopted the same rules. Look, in Colorado, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey. But because he rescinded it, That's gonna help. Look what he said. We officially rescue the U.S. auto industry from destruction by terminating the California electric vehicle mandate once and for all. Trump remarked upon signing the resolution. Dang. The auto industry welcomed the news of President Trump's action. In a statement released last week, President and CEO of the Alliance for Automotive Innovation, whose members include leading motor vehicle manufacturers, said everyone agreed these EV sales mandates were never achievable and wildly unrealistic. Dang. I mean, I don't want to get political, but it is kind of tough for these businesses to like be zero emission by 2035. That is tough. That's not easy. Especially like if you're not even giving them money and stuff to achieve those goals. That's a big expense. So I'm kind of actually in agreement of waiving these. I mean, they should be a timeline. I don't think they should just be left up in the air. But this is a tight deadline, Cali lead the way for America for cars. Yo, Cali be leading the way. I'm telling you, and everything. They're very ahead. But this is a tough regulation to abide by. So this is something that they don't have to abide by. So this is going to be very helpful to them. It's going to help these companies that are lagging behind and building electric vehicles. Hassan says, but this deadline was pro-competitive. You remove the restriction, you fall behind. True facts. You're right, because as we have reviewed several car companies, they all state that electric and zero emission is the way to go. Because even if the US has lifted these standards, there's still standards being pushed by Europe and China. So if you're not gonna adapt and make zero emission vehicles, you might benefit now from Trump's, rescinding the law, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to abide by these other countries' laws. Federal fuel economy requirements. Okay. So they also have fuel requirements like, a car has to be so many miles per gallon that it has to travel. A lot of regulations, guys. A lot of regulation. But Trump being in office definitely has helped Ford. Hassan says the world does not stop EV because we're not competing. Facts. 100%, man. And nowadays, the world is it's a global economy, man. You cannot survive just selling just in the US. It's not like it used to be. So you have to be a global brand. Oh, look what it says. To some extent, Ford can manage and is managing these risks in the United States and elsewhere by purchasing emission credits from other vehicle manufacturers when the cost of those credits is less than the financial impact of the product-led actions listed above. So you see, this Trump rescinding the law is good for gas manufacturers, but bad for Tesla and Rivian because those guys could just sell those emission credits to these companies, essentially without lifting a finger. But then now that's going to affect their business. All right, let's see. So in the fourth quarter of 2024, we entered into agreements for the purchase of about 500 million of regulatory compliance credits. And for a full year 2024, we entered into agreements for the purchase of 4.3 billion. Dang! They bought 4.3 billion of credits, yo. Damn. That money went to Tesla, Rivian, or any other zero emission vehicle or zero emission company. That's just money out the door. and they recorded a 200 million of expense for our estimated utilization of regulatory compliance credits related to current compliance period volumes, which was allocated to Ford Blue. Okay, we don't need to know that. And AB says, I checked earlier that 10% of US car sales in 2024 were EV. Interesting. This has been, Hassan says, this has been an ongoing issue. I remember Aston Martin bypassed these restrictions by using Toyota rebadged as Aston Martins. These car companies are very creative in workarounds. I mean, when you are posed with strict requirements like California has stated, and you can't build a factory that quick and know the technology, and you have to get new engineers, new investments, that's tough. So you got to find a workaround. What else? What else? All right, look at this. So we went from America, but look at this: European emission standards, EU and UK regulations. So those people have their own regulations as well, and it says the costs associated with complying with all of these requirements are significant. And following the EU's Commission indication of its intent to accelerate emission rules in its roadmap, EU Green Deal, as well as EU Sustainability Mobility Action Plan, these challenges will continue in European markets, including the United Kingdom. So these restrictions are still in effect in other places, like I said. These continue to be increased trend of city access restriction for internal combustion engine. Look at that. Wow, look what it says. In an effort to support the Paris Accord, some countries are adopting yearly increases in carbon dioxide taxes where such a system is in place, and publishing dates by where internal combustion powered vehicles may no longer be registered. Example, Norway in 2025 and Netherlands in 2030. So a gas vehicle cannot even be registered in Norway right now in 2025. Damn, I wonder if that's really still true. So you have to have an electric car in Norway for you to be driving right now? You can't have a new car registered? Hold on. Can you have an internal combustion engine registered in Norway in 2025? While Norway has set an ambitious goal to have all new passenger cars and light commercial vehicles sold be zero emission by 2025, there is no official ban on registering existing internal combustion engine vehicles. Goal, not an outright ban. The 2025 target is a policy objective and not legally mandated. Oh, okay. All right. So it's not as strong as they made it seem like initially. Individuals could still technically register and drive the internal combustion engine vehicles in Norway in 2025, although the significant incentives for EVs make them a much more appealing choice. I see. Okay. So you still could register a car, but there's a whole bunch of incentives if you have an EV. So maybe more people will be more inclined to register the EV vehicle. Hassan says, "Oh, our boy's in here. What the
What's up? What's up, Steve-O?
Look
I'm
at this,
here.
man. Listen, guys, the sacrifice my boy makes, man. He said to his dad, "Yo, man, find something to do, bro. I gotta host the show with my boy." Ah,
Man, I had to, I had to get a haircut looking like a light bulb out here.
dog, you looking good, man. I like it, bro. I like it.
Yeah. My forehead shining, man. I was on Bourbon Street right now.
I know. Look
I'm
like you
just
got
coming off of Bourbon Street.
you put some oil on your face, man. You shining out here.
Nah, that's that heat. That's that NOLA humidity, baby. That's not no.
Oh, Bro, it's
bro,
dropped. The temperature has dropped over here, bro. It's kind of cold over here, man.
bro,
It's like
we
in the
sweating
60s.
balls out here. We are sweating balls.
Hassan says, "Bro got a bright idea." Ah! Damn.
Bro, my boy looking like a light bulb out here, looking like Thomas Edison in this man.
You're inspired by Henry Ford, huh? You wanted to be one of those
Yeah.
founders.
You know, one time, you remember my ponytail era,
I
my
remember that
man bun,
ponytail, man.
my
Yes.
man bun era, bruh. One of my family members, one of these guys, he called me an onion, bro.
He called you an onion?
You know how the onion at the top got the, you know,
Damn. But you know what? The Ethiopian community could deflate you quickly, bro. Like, you know what I'm
bro,
saying? Quickly. You think you're feeling good, and then a comment like
bro.
that.
It wasn't even my direct family; it was an in-law. He's like, "Hey, what's up with the onion guy?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Ah, it's funny. One time I was feeling big, bro, and like, I was feeling muscular. I went to church, Ethiopian church, and then the guy saw me. He's like, "Man, you've been having a lot of burgers, huh? What's going on?" I was like, "Damn, bro, I thought I was feeling big, dog." Um,
dude, like." It's ruthless,
it
yeah. In our
is
community,
ruthless.
like a stranger will tell you you're getting weight,
Yeah, that's tough. That is tough. But at least he ain't lying to you. You could trust that person's comment next time around though.
bro. That shit stuck with me to this day. I'm like, damn, that boy called me an onion, bro. Damn,
Is that
I
is that why you got rid of the man bun, bro?
bro. When I got called an onion, I was like, all right, it's gotta go, bro. Yo, an onion is crazy, but he was right because you know what I mean. Like, it ended at the top. You know how an onion, like,
Damn.
I'm like, damn,
On the spot, yo, that's
got
tough.
roasted, bro.
Oh man, Hassan
What's
says
up, my
broken.
people? Say, drop a comment, guys, if you're in the live.
Yeah, guys, show
We
some
got our
love out
day
here.
ones. We got AJ. We had San. Those are the two that's been commenting.
Yeah, boy, look good. Bro got a supercharger. That's funny, man. His zombie got the jokes locked and loaded, man.
Man, how we doing on Ford, man? How's my? Wait a minute, I'm supposed to wear my American shit.
Hey,
Wait,
man, yeah, bro, you gotta rock that USA, man.
America, baby,
America, man.
America.
Ford got a lot of regulations that they have to abide by. They are talking about all the challenges that they're facing. Um, they're just
Kid Rock.
reviewing,
Boy said
huh?
Kid Rock, motherfucker.
Kid Rock.
Sweet Home Alabama, motherfucker.
He's representing, man. So we just
What's
passed
up,
the.
Becca? Thanks. Becca likes the
Oh,
cut. She
Becca.
says nice cut.
Oh, okay.
All
I
right.
see you, Becca. So we're looking at restriction now. We just looked at Europe. Can you believe in Norway they have a law that said you cannot no longer register a internal combustion engine in 2025? I thought it was like a very strict rule, but I looked it up. It's not like a hard rule, but they do have that in their policy. And in Netherlands, by 2030, you can't have a regular gas powered
So,
vehicle.
and you know what's funny? Norway actually has a lot of oil. It's
Oh,
an
does it?
oil-rich country. Yeah,
So it's not even in their best interest. So but what does that say though, right? It's in their best interest
that's.
to have gas, but obviously this climate issue must be real enough for them to recognize, yo, we have to make some changes.
I don't know, man. I think a lot of this is woke stuff, bro.
Come on,
Yeah.
dude. Let's see how much oil. Because, like you said, right? I mean, if they have a lot of oil, look, okay, let's see. Possesses substantial oil reserves. Proved oil reserves. Norway proved oil reserves were estimated at 7 billion barrels at the end of 2023.
I think that's something, right?
Let's see.
That
Where
is that
do They rank in the world as far as oil reserves.
Probably top 20. Top countries, really?
18, I mean, 18 is no joke. 18 is pretty
No, it's no,
good.
it's not. It's not a joke, yeah, because yeah, 7 point, yeah, 18th. So,
And make from there.
and it's a smaller country, so I'm sure it has a larger impact. Actually, you know what I mean? Because I
It
think
is.
Norway is
It's
like
a
what 20, 30 million people, not even probably.
and look, a significant income stream for them.
Hmm.
Bro, that says
Uh,
something, that says a lot though. If a country that has a big revenue coming from oil and gas is saying, "Yo, we want zero emission vehicles," and it's going to affect them as well, you got to that has to be
but this is why
like, yo,
Europe is
this
dying, though.
issue is
This is
real,
kind of why Europe is dying, though. Or like, if it's not business
bro.
friendly, if it's not business friendly, bro, like most companies are gonna leave, and even your innovative citizens are gonna go to a more free country. This is where Dubai is thriving. You know, a lot of UKs, for example, are losing millionaires to Dubai because of all the taxes and regulation and all this other stuff. I'm telling you, Europe really needs to watch this stuff because I don't know. I don't know, man. Like this woke stuff, bro. Can we really go all electric around the world? Where's the electricity gonna come from? You still gotta burn natural gas to get the electricity. Where are you gonna get the electricity from? Solar?
No, hydropower from water, bro.
Oh my
From
lord,
water. Yes.
bro!
You
There's
don't
not
remember
enough.
in
As I know,
there's not enough water.
no, no, no. But
The world.
ask ChatGPT, ask this boy, ask the AI. Can we produce enough energy from hydro and completely replace fossil fuels? Can we or can you?
Oh, that's my bad. To replace.
Yeah, I want to know. Is that even possible?
Dude, it's definitely possible.
Okay,
No.
Norway.
How
Says
about
Norway.
um in the world? Is there enough hydro power to replace fossil fuels? Guys, we're looking at this because in case you're joining right now, um, what is it? Norway has a rule that says you cannot register a gas car as of 2025. They want zero emission vehicles, but we just found out that Norway is one of the biggest producers of oil, number 18 in the world. So we're looking to see, and my argument is if they're saying that, that climate change is real. And that's the reason that they're letting their own personal interest as a country aside and saying, hey, we really do need zero emission vehicles. And AB is saying, perhaps right now we can't even use hydropower. So look at that. Fossil fuels still dominate the global energy mix, accounting for over 80% primary energy consumption.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
But hold on.
80%.
But that's how it's currently constructed. It doesn't mean if we add more hydropower that we cannot. So what's change challenge the limitation of hydropower for large scale fossil fuel replacement? Limited suitable locations
Many of the
have
have
already
already
been
been developed are
developed.
subject to.
Uh, changes in high upfront costs and long lead
Bro, look,
times.
80 million people have to be displaced and stuff if they were gonna do this. It ain't gonna work, big dog.
But bro, what I'm saying to you is right. We're smart people. I'm sure that there's nuclear, there's fossil fuels, there's different ones. I mean, I'm not an expert in power energy generation, but the one thing I do know is right. If you're making money from your country is making money from oil, and that's your biggest
This is where
economic driver.
the woke people, you know what I mean? They not doing the
Come on,
calculation.
dude. All right.
It's just woke. What's the girl name? Isn't she from Norway?
Oh, that little girl, that 14, I forgot what her name
Yeah.
was.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
God, man. Heigenberg or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Nuclear gets a bad rep. Is the way to go. Yeah, nuclear. That's why even them Facebook boys they buying nuclear plants and stuff. Have you seen that,
Yeah, nuclear plants is the new thing, 'cause especially with AI and stuff. I know they're using that.
bro?
That
That's
probably is
another thing. AI needs some fuel, big dog.
it. It
That
needs
boy needs
energy. It
way
needs
more than
energy.
it needs energy. Yeah, where you gonna get that from? We got oil. We got ready to go. Listen, man, I'm telling you,
What is the
Texas,
most?
man, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. We can't all go electric, man. Otherwise, we're gonna all be limited. Like, remember when you had like minutes back in 2004? You're gonna have like how many hours a day you could use your car. They gonna limit you. You have to get a little prepaid shit.
There's not a single. So look at this solar energy. That's one way we could generate.
The United Nations notes that 90% of the world's electricity could and should come renewable energy by 2050.
And solar power is crucial for. Yeah, you got
So
wind,
how
you
come
got solar.
we're not all installing solar on our roofs? How come that's not the big push? Why is that a
We
big
should.
problem?
We should. We absolutely should. Wind energy, small scale hydropower.
Man, I don't think we're gonna see this shift in our lifetime. I'm gonna put that out there right now. I don't
This is where. But one thing we could say for sure is a country that depends highly on oil revenue is stating they don't want no vehicles, whether that's through wokeness or not. Though I'm sure they care about you know their economics. Being woke does not mean you're stupid. You know what I'm saying? You cannot be.
wait a minute. I think that's a synonymous.
You
Yo,
oh.
every
So let's. So you do you not believe in global warming?
who? Bro,
Guys,
I'm
I
from
want to get the.
I'm from America, baby.
Oh my
Okay.
God. Guys, do you believe in global
Drill,
warming?
baby, drill, baby, drill, baby. I'm from
Oh
Texas.
my God, man. This is
Yeah,
some Trump
we got to
rhetoric
drill,
right here.
man. We not gonna look. This woke shit ain't gonna get your house warm in the winter. Okay, that's that pure natural gas that's coming through them pipes.
Yes,
Pause.
currently,
That's
yes.
that's keeping you warm in the winter.
Currently, yes. We need to change our infrastructure. You know what I'm saying?
You're not turning off your heat in the summer. I mean, in the winter, Steve, up in Rhode Island. You know you need that good, sweet, all natural gas coming through them pipes.
But I got solar though. But
Ain't no sunshine when it's winter. Okay, ain't no sunshine when it's
uh,
winter time, baby.
look, the people are agreeing with us though. Look, agreeing with me. Look, they
What? Agreeing
believe
with what?
they believe that global warming is real.
Well,
If you
where did they
believe,
get that from? They got that from the woke agenda. Okay,
you really are you actually do you really believe that? Or are you just saying nonsense? I really.
I'm partially on, bro. I'm partially kind of, you know what I mean? Bro, the earth is fine. The people are fucked. This is George Carlin, okay? It's the earth. The earth is gonna figure itself out. Oil came from earth, okay? Oil
Okay,
came from earth, so earth knows how to handle oil.
but you know
How
the
you
key,
gonna
but the key part.
how you gonna tell the earth that you know more than itself?
But listen,
He made oil.
but hold up. You just mentioned right now a key part. You said the earth would be fine, but the people would be fucked. Meaning, we the people, as a result of global emission, would be affected.
Bro, this thing ain't gonna affect us that much. What does Neil Tyson says? What is Neil Tyson? I want to know what his thoughts are because he's the
Or
smartest
what?
guy we
Global
know.
warming?
Yeah, does he believe in that? Google it. Google it,
Of course he
please,
does. Come on,
please. I
bro.
want to
You
know. Please, I
crazy?
want to know. The people, bro. The
You
earth
must
is
be out your
fine, man.
mind.
The earth. The earth has been here longer than people, and the earth is gonna keep going. So when you say we gotta care Mother Nature, nah, it's for your own selfish thing. I want to survive, and I want my children to survive. But maybe this is what is meant to be. We're just leeching off the earth, and then we gotta go like parasites. You know what I mean?
Bro, your boy does believe. Look at that.
Oh my god.
Hold on. You're the one that said you want Neil's perspective. And as soon as you
I
see,
think they got him, man. I think he started hanging out with the celebrities and the woke people. My boy was clean cut before this, man.
yo, this guy is wild, man. Listen, oh my God, this is the problem right now. People don't believe in science anymore, man. This is the big problem. And it's hard to convince people that
Let me see.
climate change is, look at the comments from the people. First of
Tyson
all,
consistently affirms the sin.
what's up,
Bro,
Bree? And then
puts
Bree
on
says, you're asleep, bro. She's right. The people be fucking it
bro
up. I
puts on
like
America
Greta.
had an X up. Let
Bro
me
puts
tell
on
you
cap.
something, man.
Yo, you're right, bro. He completely changed up, man. They have brainwashed my boy, man. What's going on out here?
But the thing is, most people buy EV because like they don't care about the fuel. Most people buy cars because it's cool. It's cool looking. Most people, not you, maybe whatever. Most people buy a car because it's cool and they like it and it's affordable and blah blah blah. They don't care if it's electric or gas or nitrogen or whatever. If it's working on water, they don't give a shit. You know what I mean? So
So I would say nowadays, because of mixed like narratives out there, because there are a lot of people that don't believe in global warming. As a result, it's a mixed bag. People are like, because at one point, like 10, 15 years ago, it was a common consensus. People believed in global warming. But now, if you ask the same people nowadays, they are people that would argue like, no, man, there's been changes in weather throughout history in the world. Like, we don't know if this is really
okay,
global
but
warming or is just.
how bad is this thing affecting us? What is the prediction? They thought we were all supposed to be dead by now. Didn't they say we're supposed to die by 2030 if we don't do something? What happened to that?
I mean, you've seen a lot of climate change though, like
Oh
even
my
a lot of
god, bro.
flooding, a lot of monsoons,
Ain't
a
no
lot of
monsoon. The
tsunamis.
monsoon was supposed to happen right now with the whole Hawaii joint. That shit didn't happen. What happened to that? Come on,
Yo,
son.
this is crazy. It's hard. You know what though? They do those core samples too from Antarctica and stuff, and they look at how much it was frozen in the Antarctica compared to what it is now. There's a lot of what I'm saying, ice that has been melted as a result of global warming. But I don't know if there's a like I don't know what I could show you to say, hey, climate change is
But how
happening. But
bad is it? I'm not saying it might have affected a little bit. Okay, but how bad is it? Are we going to die in the next 500 years? What's the prediction? They said we were supposed to be dead by now. What happened to
you
that?
know, I mean, they're predicting like Houston, for example, to be flooded. Like if you look at they have like how they do mapping, the government, the city, they do mapping of like the next 20, 30 years, like
Uh-huh.
US geological
Yeah.
play like association, whatever. And they have certain like Miami is supposed to be run down with water after like 20, 30 years. Houston is part of that, like 50, 100. Bro, water levels are rising, man. That you
But do
cannot
you
deny.
actually think Miami is going to be underwater in the next 20 years? You, if listen, if there
Maybe
was a
not 20
bet, if
years.
there was a bet, out there right now, like 10 to 1 or whatever, would you put a money on that?
Maybe not 20, but I'll say 50 years. Yeah, I think I
Oh
would.
my
50
lord.
years? Listen, bro,
Hey,
look.
he says, AB, why do you like Tesla? EV futuristic tech. I like Tesla because it's fast and it's kind of cool. I like the technology. I don't care if it's EV or not. I don't really care about EV. I think most people that get Tesla don't care that it's EV. They just think it's a cool car. It's a fresh car. It's like the iPhone. Nobody cares. It's like that. Sea level.
Look at this, bro.
Some
Some
research
researchers
as much as
estimate that 60% of Miami could be underwater by 2060. By 2100, sea level rise could potentially lead to 10% of Miami's landmass being
is
lost.
that all just 10% by 2100? I'm not even gonna be here.
But
Yeah,
no,
we
this is
all
kind of like a
gone, bro.
contradiction there.
bro.
This is
10%.
kind
That's
of a
not all. That's what
contradiction,
I'm
bro.
saying. The severity is what I'm talking about. I'm not saying okay, we not going to affect it, but the severity, I think they're overblowing it.
I man,
I think we got. You know what's
we
a
gotta
bigger
have to have
problem?
that
Anyways,
what?
let's go back to
No, no,
like
no. Say it and then we'll move on. You might as well
the
say it.
biggest problem is probably like people not having kids. You know, the birth rate is probably the biggest problem we have in the world right now. Like humanity is probably gonna go away because like that more than this. I would say birth rate is probably more important than this. Honestly,
I have a thought about birth rate because birth rate in Africa and stuff is very high. Maybe not in
but it's
European
going down
countries,
though.
but
It's
birth
going
rate,
down as soon as the women go to school and stuff. Because bro, even Africa is going down. It is now, but like the rate has decreased dramatically, Steve. The last 20, 30 years.
right, 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 right.
India,
That I agree with you. But
everything is like,
we got
yeah.
robots, bro. I mean, the biggest concern is you're not gonna have enough people to take care of the old
Bro,
people
I
once you
just
got
met a
robots.
robot dog on the street of Nola tonight. I swear to God. This guy was walking his
Oh, you
little
really?
dog robot. Yeah, like I took a picture of it and everything. He's like, and I asked him, he's like, yeah, I got this company. He say you can buy the robot dog and you can program it. So you can buy the hardware and you put your software on it if you'd like or whatever. That's what he's doing. So I didn't really get to talk to him that much, but he said, I was like, hey, is the robot thing for real this time? He's like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This like, he's like, yeah, it's for real, for real. That robot stuff is for real, bro. Man, they're trying to replace us with the
Wow.
robots, like you said. Like, so what? Bro,
Mm.
human is stupid. Human is way stupider than the robot. That's the problem, bro. The robot is gonna look at us like we look at an ant. Like, oh my god, these dumbass, they can't do nothing, bro. The human,
uh,
as soon as you get a little sick, you get a little sick. Oh, I gotta take off. I gotta go sleep. The robot ain't gonna have all these problems, bro. So I mean, it's over
guys, what
for
do you think
human
about
beings. It's
AB's?
over.
What do you guys think about this AB's take, guys? I want to know the people's feedback. And Hassan says, "Isn't Tesla harmful to build? EVs harmful to make?" Is that question mark? But yes, climate change may be a slow process, but it's like me throwing a bottle out of the window and say it's no big issue. Ah, that's a good point. I mean, if you're littering and plastic causes a lot of harm. Oh, it does. The aggregate amount. If everybody throws a bottle out their window,
Yeah,
you
but we
know,
have to, as a human race, we have to prioritize things, right?
and
So
what would you prioritize? What would be in that list of
I think
priorities?
that you know what I mean. We gotta, we gotta have more kids. Otherwise, the robot is gonna take over, bro.
So
They talking.
you think that's number one? Like climate change is not number one issue. Number one is people not having enough kids.
Yes, birth rate is. Even Elon said it. You can Google me, fact check
I
me,
no, listen, Elon is right. In Europe, there is. It's a big problem, even in some parts of developed
brother,
countries in general.
bro. Every country is down and significantly down. I know Africa doesn't look. You know what I mean? Bree wanting to build an army to fight robots. I agree. Oh, Bree saying I agree.
Hold
The
on, what do
birth
you agree
rate,
with though, Bree? You gotta
the birth
expand on
rate
that.
situation, the birth rate situation. That's what she agree with.
No way, Bree. You telling me the birth rate is more important than global warming? Listen, you could have all the
Yeah.
birth rate in the world, but if you don't have a world to live in, what's the point?
Listen, bro. That's if you don't have humans, what's the point of a nice Earth? There's no humans to fucking occupy it. It's gonna be three people.
Bro,
Yeah.
the world is already what, 70% water, and there's only like, what, 30% landmass. And then
Bro,
now if water
just move
levels rise.
inwards. Why? Just move inwards. Why you gotta be by the beach? Motherfuckers want to be by the beach, bro. That's the problem. Just move inwards, motherfucker. Miami
Ah!
right on the water, bro. You just moving 10 miles in, ain't gonna be no problem.
Oh
Let's see what Becca
man.
says. She says they need to bring prices and interest rates at the normal level down so we can. What are you talking about? Like having more
Like to
kids,
move
or what are we
in,
talking about?
maybe she's talking about like to move into the, I guess, in in
Oh, really? I just said that. If we want a nice Earth, we need to control warming and corporations and everything. If we want people, we gotta make it habitable.
Agreed, Hassan.
No, no, no. The
Spitting the
people
truth.
come first, man. Like I'm telling you, bro. If you like, the thing is, once you start this low birth rate, uh, you go down that path. It's hard to reverse. It's so hard
What's
to
the hold on?
reverse.
What's the biggest risk of like the? I thought the problem was that there's not enough replacing humans to the
Yeah.
other people. It's not like you think the
Yeah,
world's just
like
gonna be
I think if you need for Earth to be at replacement level, it needs to be like 2.0 or something, and we're like as total Earth, we're not meeting that. Like most countries are not meeting that. Only Africa is right now kind of sustaining it, but that's also reducing by a lot. Listen, South Korea, Japan, they're done. They're gone. They're dead in the next
uh
75
huh.
to 100 years. They're done. China, like the whole one child policy really affected them. It's almost irreversible over there. India is super down right now. Bro, this is bad.
But dude,
Bro,
there's only
Google me.
no, no. But listen, this only means that there's gonna be less people living there. That's it. Like, what's the problem? You not not enough birth rate does not mean that nobody's gonna be living. It's just gonna be, let's say we have 8 billion people. Maybe in the next 100 years, there's gonna be 4 billion people that are gonna be living in there.
No,
Like,
I'm saying, but the thing is, it's a rippling effect. So the
how?
next generation is not having generation is not having kids, and then eventually human is gonna go extinct.
I don't know, man. That's
Yeah, that's a
how,
real. That's the bigger problem. I'm telling you, bro. The mathematicians they did the numbers,
there's
baby.
no precedence that said that if we don't populate enough, like the whole world is just gonna not exist. There's
Google
no
it.
historical. No, you guys listen. First of all, this whole birth rate thing just came out of thin air, out of nowhere. Elon said it like a few
AB
years
has been
ago.
on this for 10 years. You just don't know.
Nah, bro, this just came on. Like this just came on the last 5 to 10 years, especially the
You
last
know
few
why? I mean,
years.
I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it, but you know what I mean? Listen,
I'm just saying,
I don't
bro.
want to get into it. I don't want to get.
You're
China
the
is
one that brought it
partnered.
up. I'm just saying. So it looked like the chat. It's like so people are scared. Rebecca says this is like what
Kids
came
are
first, chicken
expensive.
or the
People are
egg?
scared. People are scared of what? People are just in Cancun drinking mojitos and shit. That's what the problem is. Nobody's like trying to form families and shit. Most people trying to go to Cancun and fucking Jamaica and throw that ass and shit. This is what we came first, chicken or the egg. But the world is reacting with less kids. You're saying having kids to fight back, even if you're financially ruined. First of all, this whole financially ruined thing is overblown. We got people in apartments like having 4 kids. They're making it happen. I think this whole like kids cost too much is overblown bullshit.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
China is partnered in places around Africa as well. Man, I'm telling you, brother, this is bad, bro. This low birth rate that's happening around the world. Human. The thing is, Steve, it's an exponential, but down, down, down. It ain't just you know what I mean. It's like boom and then zero. We're done.
I've only seen it in developing countries. I'm telling you guys, if you look at population growth, the top 20 countries that are going to be the leading population, about what, like 8 or 10 of them are coming from Africa by 2050. I think the concern is Europe and developed countries are going to be replaced by a whole bunch of minorities. That's the risk. It's not, birth rate is not down in Africa. Maybe not as much as it used to be, like you said. Maybe they used to have 8 kids, now they having
No,
six
but
kids.
okay, Google what African countries are at below replacement rates. Ask the AI, please.
Bro,
What African countries are at below replacement rates or will be soon, something like that. It's already coming to Africa also, but I mean we're derailing here, guys. I mean
we
we
are,
already,
we are.
yeah.
Are currently are below the population. Bro, that's not much. There's what, 56 countries, 56
Djibouti, you
African
would never
countries.
think Djibouti.
One, two, three, four, five, six. Only six, bro.
Like some sources indicate the following also have experienced decline in fertility.
Yeah, but
Egypt, Ethiopia. Look at that.
yeah, yeah, but you said
Ethiopia.
replacement. But you said
Okay,
replacement.
scroll up the first paragraph. It says, while Africa is known for having a handful of countries have indeed fallen below, which is necessary to maintain a stable population without immigration. So scroll down. I mean, bro, this is like you're not seeing the effects it's gonna take. Look, Ethiopia's wildest national remains high. Urban areas have seen significant declines, with some cities reporting having rates below replacement level. Ethiopia, the second largest country in
I
Africa,
agree with you, but it's only one, two, three, four, five,
now,
six.
now, now, I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
that's hey. So it doesn't exist. If you say global warming doesn't exist, this replacement value is far from being a big issue. 50
we all
countries in
know
Africa.
Africa, of course, is above it, but most of the world is below. Ask how many countries are below replacement level out of, ask that. How
All
many
right,
countries are below replacement level? I think it's more than 50%, I would guess right now.
all right, guys. And after we Google this, we got to go back to
Yeah, yeah.
Ford. But
Sorry.
I'm gonna entertain
Sorry.
my boy right here. How many countries in the world
People seem
are
to kind of like it
below?
though. They're getting
They do
engaged.
like it. I know. I know. I'm like, this is a interesting topic. So let me see. So as of 2021, 110 countries have fertility rates below the population. Other
Bam, baby.
analysis.
50%.
But
Done.
this is replacement level though. We got to understand. So essentially 8 billion people to be replaced with other 8 billion people. What's the problem if you don't have 8 billion people? Like what's the
Bro, the
biggest concern?
economy crumbles. There's nothing. All these houses. Look at Japan, bro. You go to Japan, all these houses are rotten. You know, people are being found dead, rotten in their house in Japan. This is a real thing, bro. They're not having kids. There's no population. There's no kids. What is the point of a country? How are you a country with no population, bro? Or with so much little population?
All I'm saying is it's not as a big issue as
So
they
I
make it
think like
seem like.
actually the birth rate being so low is gonna cancel out the whole over if the whole pollution we're doing. So it seems like we're gonna actually balance this motherfucker out, because that's what it's looking like. Because if there's no people to pollute, we're gonna have less pollution coming up in 50 years. There's gonna be less people
So
that
then
will
it's
pollute.
but from a purely
So
economic standpoint too, and to go
actually,
back
let
to
me say one
Ford,
more
right?
thing, Steve. I think them
Go
Bill
ahead, go ahead.
Gates, they like this stuff. They like this stuff that there's less kids. They worrying about the freaking environment and
Why?
shit. They're like, you know what? Having less kids, that's a good thing.
But one thing I would say, right, from an economic standpoint, if you don't have enough replacing people, that also means less customers. So these capitalists like Elon and stuff would want more people because economically speaking, that's beneficial for them. I'm just saying though, it's a two-edged sword because
Well, Bill
as
Gates
a
said, we don't need, we have too many kids. We need to have less kids. You know what I mean? And because of this
mhm.
whole environmental woke shit. Bro, anyways. It's still up in debate. It's
We
up
got
for debate, guys. Let's see. Let's see.
you
Like, I
definitely
think,
got the chat is active though. I'll tell you that. You got the chat awoken. I'll tell you that. Like the
come
chat
on,
is active.
man. You
Look
know
at
what I
this.
mean? This is why AB has to come in left side and give you some weird shit. Once I put the
Yo, Steve
America
wants to
hat
make
on,
a
you know what I
show.
mean? All my MAGA stuff start kicking in.
Dang, look at this. San says we need to ask the chat who they agree with. I do agree a notion like Japan needs more kids. Yes, Steve. Plus they have workforce too. You need more money to buy cars. You need population for sales. You do. I mean, there's a selfish interest in having more population. You want to sell more cars. The more people there are, the better for you. So Ford, to a less interesting topic than AB brought up. Now, how are we going to go back to annual report after having such a feisty and interesting topic?
Man. Oh, that
Yo,
we'll pay
we
you.
should make this tomorrow's topic, guys. Maybe that's what it should be. You know, my boy, he didn't finish his conversation. I find it interesting as well. It looks like the chat likes
Oh
it.
my god. I
So
mean,
they
we're
got
gonna need 17 hours if you let me go with this stuff.
we could go all off. So they got a lot of restrictions. They said even China. So I want to actually quickly just look at China, where the China requirement. So listen, U.S. might not believe in global warming, but all these other places look like they do believe in it for whatever reason. Oh, what the hell? Where did the Chinese? Oh, look, China's corporate average fuel consumption requires, as well as credit mandates for new passenger vehicles. China also imposes a national standard governing fuel consumption limits for passenger vehicles. An updated version of this national standard, which will impose more stringent fuel consumption limits, will be implemented in January 2026. China is also drafting mandatory national standards for limits on electrical energy consumption of battery electric vehicles, which are expected to be implemented in early 2026. Oh, okay. Even South America is also implementing stricter standards for vehicle energy efficiency. So it looks like everybody, man. Look, if people are woke,
Bro,
they're
this
woke
woke
everywhere.
stuff
Then,
is
man.
just taken over. This woke stuff has just taken over the world, man. You know what I mean? Like,
Yo, they
when
talk
has
about vehicle
government really been
safety.
like good for us? You know, the government. Come on.
This skepticism is crazy. So yeah, guys, let us know what you think, man.
You know, I'm a
Let us
libertarian at
know if you
heart.
agree with AB. Huh?
I'm a libertarian at heart. You know what I mean?
He really is. Boy's gonna lobby marathon. What?
Beat Cory
Marathon?
Booker, weak ass.
Beat
Who's
Cory
Cory
Booker
Booker?
because the senator from see, New Jersey,
Oh my god, the bald guy.
the bald guy.
Yeah, nah, he ain't gonna get elected for president. He had 1%.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to be a black presidential candidate too, though. It's tough.
What do
Uh,
you guys think? You think ALC is gonna be president one of these days?
I like the guy from Missouri, that senator. I forgot his name.
Where are
Real
we
good
right now?
dude.
We're still at the top with the risk and everything.
Yeah, so it says Ford offers 10 employee resource groups, LGBT, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Competitive benefit program, employee sentiment strategy. Right. Employment data. So 87,000 employees in the United States, still the same. At least they didn't cut headcount. Rest of the world, they
Damn.
cut some people. 84,000 the previous year, 78,000 now. In general, their workforce decreased by 6,000. Oh,
Oh,
Ford
look at
Credit.
that.
Ford
United
Credit.
Auto Workers. That's that union, baby.
Yes, big union.
Up 99% of our
99%
unionized are
of
covered by collective bargaining and represented.
wow. Henry Ford is rolling in his grave. You know he's a big anti-union guy, Henry Ford. Just found out at, when we
Really?
first looked at it. Yeah, and he's actually was anti-Semite too. He used to have newspapers. That's one thing we found out about Henry Ford. He had newspapers, more than one, and he used to spread anti-Semitic stuff.
No.
Yeah, I did not know that about him, and he was anti-union. Same guy that mandated 40 hours a week, paid his people $5 a day, which back then was 20 cents per hour that used to get paid. So an increase of, even if you work 10 hours, right, that would be only $2. So he gave him $5, more than 100%, 150% raise. But he was anti-union, like even did some crazy stuff to not make them unionized. So it's interesting now that 99% of the workforce is unionized. But
Guys,
that's
what do you
cool.
guys think about unions? I want to know what the chat thinks about unions.
Yeah,
If you guys can let us know your opinion about unions.
guys, unions are good for the employees, not good for the employer. Employees, though, always unionize, man. The power of
Man, well, we need
power
that.
of
We need unions in this
we
country
do.
so bad, more than ever.
Oh, look at that though. You're like contradicting yourself. You believe in this free market, less restriction, but then you also believe in unions. This is interesting
Well, I don't know,
take
man.
you have.
Like the woke people annoy me.
Well,
The
hold on.
woke
Who are
people,
these woke people? What are woke? Because nowadays, people think it used to be woke used to be like about like people that just accept everybody. Like if you're like transsexual, this or that, like
LGBTQ stuff. Yeah,
yeah, if
I'm not.
you like accept everybody and like that kind of stuff, that used to be considered woke. And then nowadays, though, it's like
No,
more
I called
widespread.
the woke are like the socialist communist type people that, like, to me woke is like they think they are the good people
Mm-hmm.
and like the non-woke people are bad people, right? So they're like, hey, we have the answers,
Mm-hmm.
and if you don't follow us, you're a bad person. And it goes down. They're authoritarian too. They are fascist in a way they move also. That's what really, it's like they still want control and power and domination also, but they trying to sell themselves as the good people. We are for the people, we care
Mm-hmm.
about X, Y, and Z, blah blah blah. It's still about control though at the end of the day. That's where it's like you're hiding. I rather know like my capitalist is actually a capitalist, and I can face him directly. You know what I mean? Like Kevin O'Reilly from Shark Tank. I know that boy's a capitalist. I know what he stands for. I know he, you know what I mean. It's all about making money. So I rather deal with Wall Street straight up ahead and deal with them my way. But this woke people's like, no, no, no. We are the good people, but you must do what I say, otherwise you will be banned, you will be canceled, you will be this. This was like, wait a minute. I thought you were supposed to be the nice people. Why are you trying to cancel me? And so it's almost like I'm kind of a centrist-ish left, but
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I don't have like a political home, but that's a whole nother thing.
A centrist view, guys. Woke was good until Republicans redefined it. Agreed, Hassan. I agree too. It's taken on a broader term now. Um, okay. So they talking about risks, man. Many risks.
We continue to increase.
Where were just something?
Scroll up a little bit. Go up one more. We continue to increase. Second paragraph. We continue to increase the number of blue crews. Our hands-free highway driving system enables vehicles on the road and its growth expansion. What's that? Autonomous vehicle. Yeah. Blue crews continue to be scrutinized by government. So they're talking about a hands-free highway driving system. So
Mm.
they're not talking about like full self-driving here. So
What is Blue Cruise? Does anybody know? Anybody driven a Ford that has Blue Cruise? Hands-free highway driving is an advanced driver assistance system that allows drivers to experience hands-free driving on pre-qualified sections of divided highways called hands-free blue zones to handle steering, acceleration, and braking automatically. Wow, really?
well, that's kind of like if you're not paying attention, it will break for you. So it's kind of like self-driving junior. You know,
What car models? I never seen.
I got a
Um,
Mustang right now. I don't think they have that shit. A Mustang Mach E F one
several
fifty.
typically as an optional feature. Wow.
See, it's an optional. Like, bro, why are y'all still not getting with the program that full self driving is supposed to be the thing?
But
Te-
FSD is also optional though. But I'm curious how advanced this is. Has anybody tried Blue Cruise on the chat?
I think it's like what I mean. Like when you're on the freeway, like you're about to change a lane and goes to like it's like that kind of thing. But like it breaks. Like if it actually sees you about to crash, it might break. And they think that as like so cool. Like you're backing out of like your driveway, and like it sees like a cat running across, and it will break for you because you didn't see the cat. And they think like, wow, that's so cool.
Oh, I see. I see.
I feel like
Okay.
that's what this
It's
is.
like that advanced cruise control. I've driven cars that have that
Yeah,
advanced
yeah.
cruise control.
It's
Yeah, yeah,
assisted
yeah.
driving. It's not.
Okay, it's not full self-driving. Got you. I wonder if they charge extra for that. So it looks like a optional feature, or perhaps you have to pay
Yeah, it
for.
says subscription rates, whatever.
Okay. Competitive cost structure. So this is probably why they didn't lose headcount, guys. It's because the group is unionized. That's why you saw the employee count in America stayed the same. It's because 99% of their
I feel like
employees are.
at some point the union became like demonized. I think the union bosses were, getting fat checks, and so it's like there's a whole like bad stigma to that
Yeah.
whole system. But the idea is still good, guys. You need this to fight against these corporations.
Yes.
This is the kind of stuff I want to get into tomorrow. I have an idea, Steve. Like we take like a salary for a CEO and like an average worker.
Hmm.
and just so to sort of some compare like what kind of life they can live on their salary and how that equates to like wealth inequality and stuff like that. I mean, this the union is supposed to come in and level the field. It's supposed to be on your behalf, collectively bargaining. You get more stuff. If you don't have
It
that,
is.
these corporations are built, guys. Steve, can you talk about like fiducial responsibility for corporations? Um, that they are literally by law. Yeah, let's look at this.
For comparison purposes, look at that. The Ford CEO made $24.9 million. This is a decrease of 6.1 from his 2023 compensation package. So he made about like 25,
$25 million.
26 mil. Yeah, the previous year too. That's
Man
a
made
lot.
$25 million. And can you ask like what's the median wage for a Ford factory worker or something like that? Probably eight. Hey, that's not bad. Median.
120,000.
Okay.
120,000, but that's still
See the
100 times
union,
less.
bro. This is where the union comes in. I guarantee
They
you, a
actually make
non-union.
Yeah, they make good money. I mean, $120,000 for a Ford employee, that's pretty good. Six figures. Not
Can you
bad.
do something
It's
like
not something
O'Reilly?
I
Because
expected.
I was doing this with O'Reilly, and it was so bad, bro. Like, an average person working at O'Reilly like stores like probably making like 15, 16, 17, 8, whatever. And then like the CEO I think like made like 4 or 5 million bucks. So like how the hell is somebody
I mean,
supposed
yeah,
to live? You know,
I mean, it's
McDonald's,
a
we can
huge
go on and on,
discrepancy.
right? Yeah.
But
Walmart. I
that
mean, we don't even
CEO
want to get
made
Walmart. Yeah.
made about 200 times what an average employee makes at Ford. So just keep that in
Guys,
perspective, guys.
if you ever want to watch a good documentary slash movie, whatever, go to like Capitalism, a love story by Michael Moore. Yeah, I need to go watch that. It's on YouTube for free.
Yes, that's a good one.
It's
Yep.
a great
Michael Moore,
documentary.
man. What happened to that guy, bro? I haven't seen him make
We
any
need
new
we need a
documentaries
new
as of
Michael
late.
Moore. I feel like I need to be the next Michael Moore. You know what I mean? Standing up for the people.
Yeah, guys, you got to make AB man out there, the new Michael Moore over here.
You know. Anyways, we get into all this ranting and raving tomorrow. Let's go back to Ford. Let's see if they're making any money. I think if you do the three tabs, maybe you can get to the financials, Steve. We've been at it for almost two
I
years,
know. I
but
was
it's up to
just
you.
trying to see if there's
If there's
something
anything juicy.
juicy as we go along, something that catches our
Inflation,
eyes.
exchange
Inflationary
rates. Yeah,
pressure, Russia
I don't
and
know.
Ukraine.
Ford's results on dependent on
Dependent
certain.
sales of larger, more profitable vehicles, particularly in the United States. So look, a shift in consumer preference away from larger, more profitable vehicles with internal combustion engines to electric vehicles. So there is even a switch uh,
Do you feel like the sedan
in
is dead?
people's preference. Huh?
Do you feel like the sedan is dead? Like sedans are dead? It seems like everybody drives an SUV now. It's either
A lot of people
SUV,
like
pickup
SUV
truck, or
nowadays.
sports car. Like, huh?
No, I've noticed that too. I think a lot of people prefer SUVs nowadays. Guys, what do you think in the
Yeah,
chat? If you have to buy a new car, would you buy a SUV or a sedan? Sedan is, you're right. I've noticed a lot of people driving SUVs as opposed to sedans.
I just think like
All
sedans are
right, let me
dead.
go.
Like, unless it's like maybe like Mercedes or Lexus, those are still cool sedans they make. But even those, they have great SUVs people like. Um,
Unresolved staff comments. Nope,
okay,
none.
AJ says my uncle was a Ford employee in Canada, got a whole pension in retirement. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's that benefit of that labor union, man.
Oh, Ford cut all sedans. Is that true? What?
Who said that?
There is no
What?
Ford sedan. I think that's
No,
true.
let's
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Hold on. Isn't a Mustang a sedan though?
No, that's a coupe. That's a coupe or a sports car. You didn't say Ford. You said four. Oh, okay.
Oh,
I look at AI. My boy
scaled.
AI
I
got
know, right? So it's scaled back,
nah, it's gone. There
and
is
it's
no.
it's also lower profit too. So there has been a noticeable shift in consumer demand towards larger vehicles. Oh, okay. So they
Ford
have.
doesn't.
Oh, damn! Fusion is no longer. That's what I used to have. Oh, dang!
Look, the
Taurus.
Ford Mustang remains the only traditional car in the lineup. Everything else is SUVs or trucks.
Yeah, because I was telling people earlier too that Ford Mustang electric car actually is pretty good. They Wall Street Journal did an article where they compared it to Tesla, and I actually
Oh,
beat it.
the Mustang SUV, not the two
No,
door.
the Mustang electric car, the
Oh, they
sedan.
made one. Oh shit!
Yeah,
Really?
it's pretty good. I've heard good things about it. I never driven it though. Man, damn. So Fusion no more Taurus, man. Fiesta,
Bro,
man.
I think like I don't even know. I feel like Nissan is the only one that's still making sedans. Is Chevy making sedans these days? I feel like, bro, most like okay,
Yeah,
Camry's
Chevy
still around.
Cruise. Yeah, Chevy
Okay,
Cruise still on.
okay. Yeah, Mustang could never die. The true thing is station wagons, but they got a bad rep, and Cub is the replacement. CUV or SUV.
Look at this Ford Vietnam. Vietnam is getting a lot of love from a lot of companies, guys. We've seen a lot of presence in Vietnam. Look, they got a joint venture with Ford Vietnam Limited, a joint venture where Ford owns 75%, and and then it looks like it's also owned by the state of Vietnam,
I
a
think, and it's like
25% partner.
relatively peaceful. Like I don't think there's any wars or weird stuff going on.
Hmm.
Um, Beautiful place. Like Vietnam is not bad. It's like Thailand, Vietnam. Those places are really a great deal.
Yeah, speaking of Thailand, they also have a place in Thailand, a 50-50 joint venture between Ford and Mazda.
Mm.
They operate over there. South looks like South Korea.
Turkey's in there. Look at that.
So they got some
No,
partnerships out there.
that's like a
In
theme that
China
we've
too.
seen all week. All these partnerships and companies investing on each other and stuff like that. It's not like they're buying each other. Well, we're not seeing the whole buying thing as much. Like in the car week, we saw a lot of the brands buying each other, that kind of thing. Here it's more of like joint, like let's share the risk. Same thing in oil and gas. Actually, there's a lot of joint operations that take place in oil and gas. So
Mhm.
I think it's because of like capital intensive, right? So you
Oh
kind of
yeah,
want
yeah.
to share the risk. Yeah.
So they do have some liabilities here. It goes like Hill versus Ford. Plaintiffs in the product liability action alleged that the roof of a 2002 Ford F-150 involved in a rollover accident was defectively designed.
Mm.
And then during so there was a mistrial, and then the second trial, a jury found that Pep Boys, the party that sold the tires of the vehicle involved in the rollover, was responsible for 30% of the damage, and Ford, as a
Wow.
direct result, was responsible for 70% of it, resulting in 16.8 million in damages. Damn.
Wait a minute. How did they like? How did the plaintiffs?
Look at this. The jury subsequently awarded punitive damages against Ford in the amount of 1.7 billion. What?
Wow. Somebody
Yo.
died? Okay. Fatal accident, right? Wait, is it fatal?
Uh,
Wait, but how did the people that crashed the car, decide to like test the roof and stuff like that?
it did involve a fatal accident in which Melvin and Vonico Hill were killed.
The
The couple
lawsuit
died in a
brought by the
rollover
Hill
crash.
family centered on a claim that the truck's roof was defectively designed and failed to protect during the rollover, which ultimately led. Evidence presented indicated that the accident itself was about the roof crushing on the hills caused. The jury awarded substantial.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
1.7 billion. Guys, what do you think about that? I mean, obviously there was a loss of life, and rest in peace to those people. But do you think what Ford has to pay, is that a little too much? Or what are you guys' thoughts on that?
I
1.7
think
billion is a
it's
lot.
not about the money. It's more of like, don't ever do this again. It's kind of like we're gonna you know what I mean, punish you so much. Next time you will not release a car on the street, you know. But what is the
That's a big settlement, though.
where's
My
the
God.
government come into all this? Doesn't the government check all cars, or isn't there like standards
Yeah, then
or
I mean the natural. I said the National Highway Safety Administration, NHTCA, whatever, does do safety tests and stuff. But obviously, I'm assuming they don't do that on every. They probably take a sample, right, of vehicles to
right?
test.
But
But
they're
that's
they're
a
blaming the
big
design
settlement.
though. It's not this specific car. They said um it says was defectively designed. Look up previous lawsuits.
Oh my God, I can't spell for nothing today. Several major lawsuits. Look at this. Transmission defect lawsuit. Power
Bro,
shift transmission.
I don't want to be in this business, bro. I don't want to be in this business, bro. Like, let me just sell athleisure wear and make me my 2 billion and go sit down somewhere. You know what I mean? Like Lululemon ain't gotta worry about none of this stuff. Just imagine, dude. Like, bro, this is safety and all this other stuff. I don't want to be in this business at all. I'd rather make a little software, like a little application, payment processing software, and just call it a day. Like, this is an insane industry to be in. It's tough.
$2.5 billion. dollars. A Georgia jury ordered Ford to pay this amount in wrongful death. Lawsuit related to a fatal truck roll. So that's the one I think we just saw,
No,
right?
that's a new
No,
one,
I'm saying that's different.
2022. Yeah, yeah.
Damn, these are big settlements though. For like, it's not even a class action suit where a whole bunch of plaintiffs accused Ford. This is one accident in Georgia, 2.5. Another one in Georgia, also 1.7 billion. I mean, these are big
I would
settlements.
love to know the lawyer behind. I wonder if it's the same law firm. I wonder if it's the Labe law firm, and it's like, okay, we got him the first time. Let's see if it happens again. He's probably chasing every Ford accident and be like, let's check the roof on that, guys. Because how would you know what I mean? How would you know to check the roof if it's like designed defectively or something? Somebody had to tell you that, you know? It has to be Georgia too. Like, what's the chance that it's Georgia twice?
Yeah, Georgia twice. It wasn't the same law firm handling the recent 2.5 billion verdict, although both involved Ford trucks and roof strength issues. My God, but
Wait,
that
wait, wait. The recent lawsuit, which resulted in was handled by Butler. No. Also represented by Butler Pratt LLC. So yes, Butler Pratt Prather LLP. There you go. What
I said it
2.5?
wasn't the same law firm.
I think they got Google Butler Prather LLP. That is that boy right there. Yeah. How the hell did he know?
That's crazy. But that's big settlements. 2.5 plus 1.7. That's $4.2 billion, guys. Just on two rollover accidents. That's crazy. Hassan said, there's a famous line, something like the cost of lawsuits versus issuing a recall. Yo, that is true, man. And my teacher in high school had a brother-in-law who made money from Bronco rollover. His whole career was based on that. Wow. So he made enough money that that's what his career is. These are big settlements for one accident, 2.5, and then another accident, 1.7. Damn,
Do
either
do you
Ford's
think that do you
lawyers
think the
suck.
insurance pays them? They have insurance for this though, right, Steve? Usually,
They do, but this is huge settlement. Like for one accident, bro. I've never seen like
it's
that's
not. It's
insane.
not.
It's-
it's not the accident. It's more of like the promise that this thing works and it didn't. So it's like you're a company, and I think it's a punishment, in a way. It's kind of like when you get a ticket for like $300 to park because you parked on the side of the street. Obviously, it's not, but
Yeah.
it's like deter you from ever doing that shit again, right?
One of the largest in Georgia's history. But it's important to differentiate between a jury verdict and a final settlement or payment. Ford has stated that they plan to appeal the verdict, meaning the final amount could be reduced or overturned.
Oh yeah, the Volkswagen Dieselgate. Yeah, Dieselgate.
Yeah. But you see, those are class action, though. It's not like one. See, another one. This one from Toyota, class action. Tank explosion, severe burns. This one is 6 people, 1.2 billion.
This
So I
lawsuit,
mean,
this law
for
firm is good. This law firm is good.
this law firm is good, and Georgia might be also
More generous.
one of the generous states for this kind of stuff.
Maybe right though. This
And it's
industry
not
has to
a
balance so much. They got safety, we got other safeties. It's incredibly involved and deep, like Honda and Takata, airbag recalls, even a minor part. Yeah, okay. So I think this is what he's getting to. Like they do those recalls not to get here. I think that's what the point
no,
Hassan
of
is trying to
course,
make. Yeah.
of
A
course, of
minor part
course.
not into spec will get you a huge fine. Hey, this is
Yeah, this
what
is
this is where autonomous driving comes into play in a way, because I mean, well, that's still not gonna solve this issue, I guess, but yeah, because if it's
I think
defectively designed, it's defectively designed, but they won't crash into each other. Are we gonna have like a perfect no crash situation when it's all autonomous driving, since they make perfect decisions?
they do not make perfect decisions, but they would be less. They would be
No,
less
but like
accidents in
if it's
general.
all 100% them, wouldn't they make perfect decisions? Because right now it's gonna be mixed between humans and them. But if it's just them, they would all make the same algorithm decisions. So that means it will be right every single time. It's kind of like when you're manufacturing a product, like a million pieces, 999
Mhm.
pieces come out like almost perfect. It's kind of like that. Like once you set that motherfucker right, they not gonna mess up.
I think maybe once they do improve the roads and everything is like you said, full self driving, perhaps at that point there would be just very minimal accidents. It's not going
It's
to be
kind
a
of like
lot at
trains,
all.
they don't ever crash into each other, or like you know what I mean,
No, they
that kind
don't.
of.
I mean, even missiles and stuff that are like guided
Uh huh.
missiles, they don't make
Yeah.
mistakes.
Well,
Barely
planes are
ever.
humans. Yeah, but yeah, yeah.
Other matters, Brazilian tax matters. Currently have outstanding substantial tax assessments against Ford Company. Man, so Ford got a lot of the European
Guys, this is
Commission.
the headache of owning a worldwide corporation.
But a little bit more on Ford though. This is the most we've seen thus far. I think as far as a lot of
A lot of cases open.
issues.
Them
Yeah, a
lawyers
lot of
are
cases
busy.
open. Even in Europe, they did a random inspection, and it looks like there's some investigation on. I guess maybe they didn't pass the inspection as well. And to a consent order with the national to resolve with an admission of liability. Look at this. They even faced 165 million civil penalty, which consisted of 65 million cash payment from Ford, and then a consent
Bro,
order, another fee of $55 million.
I can't wait to see like their cash and stuff, because that's a lot of money here, brother.
It is. Look at these are
Oh,
the executives that are there, guys.
wait,
Executive
we
chair of the
got
board.
Ford Junior on the board. Look at that family name himself.
I wonder if he's a descendant of the
He
Ford.
has to be. There's no way. That would be so cool.
Let's see.
Ah. of the man himself. Yep.
Indeed, a descendant of Henry Ford. He is
Great
Henry Ford's
grandson.
great grandson. Oh, okay. Look at this. This
That's
is how you
cool.
leave a legacy, guys. You know what I'm saying? You build something, and then you got your great grandson still running it. Over 100 years later,
That
executive
boy's
chair and chairman of the
67
board.
though. That boy's 67.
67, but who knows? There might be another Fords in here. He could have his kids up in there.
Oh, look at that. Ashwani Kumar Galatora, Chief Operating Officer. Okay. Marina Gajaja. We got Chief Operating.
Wait. Gajaja. What kind of name is that, huh?
Look, Marine Gajaja.
Look at the age group, though. Look at this. All the older folks running the company right here.
Jennifer Waldo, Chief People Employee. Shangpo Sam Wu. Okay, Ford of China. That
Ford of
makes sense.
China. Oh, so Hassan says a
Auto
micro
Wing
part not tight into
Motor.
spec will get you a huge fund. It's like Boeing lost it, a whole plane loaded. Does compare that settlement with the auto settlement. Oh man, I mean Boeing is a different situation. But a lot of people died on that Boeing too, and that settlement was like almost comparable to Ford, and a whole bunch of people died in that Boeing accident.
Man, what do you got against these people, man?
Yo, that's
They
a huge settlement, man. I'm just surprised. That's a big, big settlement. That's gonna
I
take
think
a
it's
hit
more of
for the
like the fee.
company.
It's not about the people, bro. It's more of, I think, in my opinion, yeah, it's more of like, don't you ever. But
But the people benefited. I mean, the family members, shout out to them, man. Good for them. That's a big come up. So
oh,
this is the performance of the Ford stock if you held it. So the one in a square represents Ford. So if you invested $100 as of 2020, that $100 would be the same. In 2021, it looks like they hit a spike.
ooh, look at that spike, bro.
Look at that. It went up to 220 something, almost 230, and then went down and then went up a little bit. And then as of 2024, the $100 that you invested would have been close to $140.
It's
So
not bad.
it's not bad. You would have gotten a
Uh,
40% return. That's not bad over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years.
8% a year, which is not terrible.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's not terrible. And then compared to S&P 500, you would have made that same
Mm,
money. Would have
Man,
been
SMP, man, SMP is
S&P
just
would have,
like,
yeah, it would have gotten
it's
you better.
always like, guys, don't mess with these single stocks. Just come to Papa, come to Big SAP. I'll take care of you. Yeah. Most of these
And
companies we've seen, they don't beat SAP, man.
Dow
We've seen
Jones
obviously other companies
30.
that beat SAP, but yeah.
Look at that, guys. Total number of shares purchased. We don't need to worry about this right now.
Oh, they did a dividend. Okay.
Key trends and economic factors, trade policy.
There you go. There you go with the Trump shit.
Look at that
Production and
Trump
supply
stuff.
chain, currency exchange. Do, do.
See, they would have a significant. So the whole tariff thing is gonna affect their business substantially, including financial on the overall automotive industry. So even though Trump helped them with that whole climate requirement, him imposing tariffs is not beneficial for them. Talk about currency exchange rate volatility.
Price pressure, electric vehicle market. Although we continue to invest in electric vehicle strategy, we have observed lower than anticipated industry-wide electric vehicle adaptation rates and near-term pricing pressures, which has led us and many in the future may in the future lead us to adjust our spending, production, product launches. In 2021, we recorded 1.2 billion of expenses related to the cancellation of a previously announced all-electric three-row SUV program. Damn.
Yeah, they eat a big cost. 1.2 billion is a lot of money to lose out of a cancellation.
Didn't
And
even release the product. They just, that's R&D that they just have to eat.
they just have to eat. And then another 700 million related to the cancellation of the majority of which we expect to record by the first half of 2025.
We may incur additional expenses and cash expenditures of about 700 million related to the cancellation. The major of which we expect to further significant unexpected changes in the EV demand environment have led and may lead to increased competitive blah blah blah. Man,
So
so they're saying EV adaptation is not where they thought it was gonna be.
no, it's not. And so they lost 1.2 plus 700. That's close to $2 billion that they lost from cancellation of electric
Jesus.
manufacturing. That's a big hit. They're taking a lot of big hits with a lot of stuff.
Okay, for example, in Ford Blue, our larger, more profitable vehicles have an advantage contribute margin that was 150%, where our smaller vehicles, oh, okay, so they make better. What's Ford Blue? What the hell is that? Never even heard of it.
Ford Blue. Let's look it up. What is Ford Blue? Oh, this is one of their segment of their business. I forgot about that. This is the division dedicated to the company's traditional internal combustion engine. So they have like three divisions, one for their
Oh,
gas powered vehicles. So they're saying they make
they make more with the
they make
Ford Blue.
more money from selling gas powered vehicles than electric vehicles because it's competitive too. You can't, it's a new thing that they're making with electric vehicles. But they can't sell it too high because you have a lot
Yeah,
of
man, that's
competition.
America. That's America. I need my one.
America.
I need my one, F-150 dually loaded, super loaded, triple loaded axle, 3 inch
Yeah,
raised.
that's their
You know what I
biggest
mean?
sellers too. Like their SUVs are their biggest sellers compared to their
The
sedans.
F-150,
The
it's always
trucks.
been one of the top selling cars in America forever.
It is. It's and on their website as well. Actually, it was the JD powered. They won the award like America's
But they
most
got an
awarded.
electric version of that car too, the Lightning. They say that boy is nice.
Yeah, they won America's most awarded brand for
Oh,
new vehicle quality JD Power 2025 Ford F-150.
mm.
So it is definitely one of their best selling models. The F-150,
Oh,
and they make
Hassan is
more money from it
reporting. We
too.
got a breaking news. Chevy canceled the Volt, their EV car.
Damn, I
What?
almost bought the Volt too. Look
Yeah,
at
I
that.
think you remember
A lot
talking
of
about something like
cancellation,
that.
guys. Adaptation for electric cars though has decreased. Like people are like shifting to hybrids and stuff. They're not really going all the way electric. People are
Plug-in, yeah,
still
the plug-in hybrids and all
hesitant.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, people are hesitant on electric cars.
Hassan, are you a Ford man or a Chevy man? You know about that joke from Everybody Hates Chris? Uh, I'm a Ford man.
No,
I'm a Chevy man. I didn't know, like, people have like, we're a Ford household, we're a Chevy household, we're a da da
really?
da Toyota household. Like, some people be
You
having
think
that
that
kind of thing.
exists?
Like, bro, it
You think
does
that exists
exist.
right now though? You think so?
I think I think
Man, that
so.
must
Like
be
bro,
in
like,
like
I mean, I think rural Georgia and rural Texas, like, hey, this is a Texas, this
I
is a
was
Ford.
I was just about to say that. Ruler America, I could see that doing that. Ruler
We don't
America,
buy no Chevy around here, that kind of thing. Like, where'd you get your salsa from? New
electric
York
Ford.
City, that kind of thing. I like the Ford. I like the
So
Chevy.
net
Yeah,
income. What he said, I
guys,
like the Ford, I like
guys,
the
let
Chevy.
us know in the chat. Did y'all family talk about car brands in a certain way? Like, oh no, I only buy X. I only buy Toyota. People be like really brand loyal a lot of times to car stuff. I mean, the immigrants like Toyota. You see an immigrant with a
Immigrants is
Ford, you're like, what's
Toyota,
wrong with you?
Honda.
You know what I mean? Like, we pull up at church, guys. You pull up to an African church, all you're gonna see is either Toyota, or if the guy is like fancy, they went to the Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? They either went to the Mercedes or it's a Toyota. Or you get a nice Toyota if you're fancy. You could do that too, but you're not gonna see too many other weird stuff.
No, you're not. It's very predictable. The
Bro,
loyalty is
biggest shock
wild.
how
We're
dedicated people are to cars. Okay, Hassan is saying, bro, biggest shock how dedicated people are to the cars, country, and colleges to they attend. The loyalty is wild. We are an A&M family. Yeah, that's another thing. We go to Brown University. We are Brown family. We don't
Oh,
go. We are
Texas A&M. Yeah,
Harvard
yeah,
family.
yeah.
That kind of thing. Yeah, the car they do it too. All right, man. We getting to the
I
numbers,
mean,
Steve. We get.
there's some pride EV program cancellation. Look at this. From the electric car cancellations, the $1.2 billion hit that they took in 2024 is right there. Restructuring by geography, Europe, they took a 716 million hit, 260,
Jeez, almost a
16
billion
million.
dollars. Oh,
Yeah,
look at the
just from
buyouts.
restructuring.
What is a buyout? Look at that buyout. North America hourly
Where?
buyouts. Second
So
lot.
that's severance to employees.
Well, it's kind of like, hey, we want you to we want you to go. Like, how much is it gonna cost you for you to just leave? Type of thing.
Not how much it's going to cost you. They usually just give you like 3 months of salary or something like that, and then they say we're
Buyouts
gonna.
though. Buyouts. What is a
Yeah,
buyout?
that's
I
what
think
buyouts
it's.
is.
Oh, I thought it's like, okay, you're gonna retire in 3 years, but like retire now, and it will just kind of pay you, and so you can go away. Is that what is
So
that thing
yeah,
called?
but those are still could be bucketed and mean. What does it mean? Let's look it up. Where Ford offers hourly employees, primarily those represented by the United Auto Workers, a voluntary severance package to leave their employment. So yeah, so they give them money, typically 3 months, 6 months, maybe if you're lucky, 12 months of your salary, and they say, hey, either we fire you, or you just take the severance package, and then you leave happy, and everybody gets out. And
Hmm.
this is a more favorable package instead of just cutting headcount, and it's more receptive also by the employees because if you get 6 months wages for free.
But why not just fire them? Like honestly, like from a capitalism point of view, why not just hey, like most states you can fire anybody on the spot. Is it like bad PR? Because it costs. Look at that. It's cost $260 million.
I think with the union though, I don't.
Oh, okay,
You can't
maybe
just
that you
fire. That's what
yeah.
it is. Yeah,
But even like companies that have no union, they still do this though.
true. No, that they do. That's more PR. But I mean, like
Okay.
Facebook and stuff, when they did that though, they didn't offer no buyouts. They just let them go.
Yeah. Because it costs money. Because like if I'm just pure evil capitalist, I'm like, say yeah, buddy.
Yeah,
I
I
might give you
mean,
2 weeks or whatever. Be like, yo, you out.
I know for a fact when I work for the state, and it's also by a union. There was a big guy director who was found to he messed up the whole numbers, and it was a big issue, and he was reported he wasn't even working, blah blah blah, and he had caused major issues, and they wanted to fire him. They couldn't. The only thing they could do is change him to another department, and he was still getting paid just reading newspapers and used to be pissed because they couldn't fire him because he was a union employee. So that's one of the
Oh
reasons people don't
my!
like it either. Because
This is that woke shit again. What's up, guys? Hey,
uh,
we got some viewers in the building. Hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. We're getting into the numbers now. Finally,
yeah,
we're
man.
looking
Shout out.
at Ford. We're looking at Ford. It looks like EV's not really pointing out.
Yeah,
Guys, we give us a like. Give us a like because it really helps us grow the channel. So make sure you like this stream. Let us know what y'all want us to cover about Ford. But we're gonna get into the numbers. I don't know if we got into the income
company
statement
key
yet.
metrics, gap financial measure. Um, let's go to this one is a little confusing. So this they
Oh,
break it down by their segment. We don't need their segment. We need the
wait,
actual
I want to see that. I want to see that.
which one? This.
Yeah, what is this?
So this is just
Oh,
their segment. So this is their gas segment. They made 7.4 billion
oh, you got to look at 2024
2023.
5.2. Okay.
But then look how big of a drop it
Ooh,
is.
but look at that negative. Look at that negative on Model E. Like that's
Yeah,
electric, right?
that's the electric. Yep.
Damn. What's Ford
And
Pro and then Ford
Ford
Next?
Pro is like what they offer to like commercial and like fleet
Oh, okay.
customers. Um,
Hey, look like that's a big money maker. Look at that, 9 billion,
yeah, they make good money from that. Ford Credit is their lending arm, so they also make money from that as well.
1.6.
1.6 up. Look at the interest on their debt alone, bro. That's crazy.
Ooh,
Oh, did they pay it off? I think they might have paid it actually. Hold
one
on, that's a
point one
negative.
billion dollars in interest they paid, but
Yeah,
net
they
income
paid that.
5.8 billion.
Yeah, so they paid that actually. That's the interest on their debt. Wow. Okay.
Net income. Okay, so they made 5.8 billion last year,
They
guys.
made
I don't know
5.8
what their
billion.
revenue was.
Revenue was right here. Well, I guess if you just take earning before interest and tax, and I guess it takes in already. We could look at the actual net income. Let
Yeah,
me
yeah. Well,
see.
sorry, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Wholesale units, revenue. Yeah, this is confusing. Where's the actual? Let's go to the actual net income.
It says 185 for revenue. Damn. So they're not even making 5%, because if it's 185, 10% would have been 18. 5% would have been 9. Oh man, this is not good, bro. This is like, it's looking like Volkswagen group. Volkswagen had like 3-4% net income.
No, I think they made more money than that. Let's hold on. Liquidity.
The police keeps Ford in business. Yeah, that is actually. I think
The
the
what?
police are required. He says the police. Hassan said the police are keeping Ford in business.
I are police forces still using Ford though? I've seen police forces and other places even use like Tesla and stuff now. It's not as
I think they have to buy American. I think that's the rule.
oh really? There's a rule?
I think so because I've never seen a U.S. American cop drive a foreign car.
That's
You've never seen
fascinating.
an American with a Toyota. I
Oh
don't know about
man.
American made, but American companies.
While there's a strong general preference for purchasing American-made vehicles by government agencies in the U.S., including police department, there's no universal requirement. The Buy American Act requires the federal government to give preference to American-made products in its purchases. If the police department uses federal grants or funding, their vehicle purchases might be subject to these requirements. So essentially, they have
No, I'm
kind
not talking
of
about American made necessarily, but I was talking about like a more American because Toyota is American made. You know,
right.
I was talking about more like American owned or American companies. I don't know what the wording would be, but I've never seen any cop have a Toyota. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or
I mean, this makes sense though with the Buy American Act. If they get some federal funding, they are subject to those
it
requirements.
said Hassan say Toyota police car. What is this? Japan? Toyota and the NASCAR.
Yeah, Toyota's
Yeah,
and NASCAR,
I've
right?
never seen that. Yeah.
So net income, I don't like their income statement. Where is their actual income statement? Let's look. All right, so they already gone to the balance sheet. We might as well look at their balance sheet and then we'll go to their income statement. So cash and cash equivalents, they got. Man, I hate why they separated. They got 22 billion in cash and equivalents. That's pretty good. Marketable securities. These are so marketable securities means it's like an investment that's quickly accessible within less than a year. So that's essentially equivalent to cash. So they have 15 billion in that. Ford credit finance receivables. This means this is money that they're owed that they haven't been paid yet, but they have to report it in their balance sheet. So it's money that's owed to them. So they report it as an asset. Other trade and other receivables, these are other money that they're owed, another 14 billion. Man, they got a big receivable though, which is crazy. I guess I wish they compare it to 2023.
I
We could
just don't
compare it.
understand why these people like have 15 billion in the market. I don't understand it.
If you don't have a good use of your cash, though, if you don't have any acquisition or if you don't have any capital spending, you have a lot of cash, you can't just let it sit in your bank. You might as well
Well,
invest it.
why can't you just give it to the people, the
You
workers
must
who
be out your
love?
mind. That's not capitalism at all.
Oh
Capitalism does not
my.
function like that. No way,
Yo,
Jose.
anybody in here knows anybody. Like, if you're working at Ford and you realize, because you know what, right? You work at Ford and you go ask for a raise. Okay, maybe Ford is a little different because you have like the union, because it's a little different. But a normal company, you go ask for a raise, you ask for 10, 20% raise, they give you hell. If you like, they're like, no, no, we can't do 10. We could do 5. We could do 3. 10. Oh my God, you gotta write a letter. You gotta freaking like, talk to the president, the VP. You gotta have a meeting, like to give you 5,000. But they're always sitting on billions. Why they're talking
They
to you
are,
about
but
that kind of stuff?
that's true.
But
But
that means they
then it
don't
goes
think
back
that you're
to
gonna help them make more money. That's why they don't care about you. Anyways, this is tomorrow's rant.
that's
Like this is the
true.
kind, like this is the kind of rant that I want to get into tomorrow. But I don't want to sidetrack.
But this is we have to understand, right? The goal of an organization or corporation is to maximize shareholder value. Remember, maximize shareholder value. That means they care about the stock owners. They don't care about the employees. They might say they care about you, but their real goal is to maximize shareholder value. If you look up what's the goal of a corporation, that's number one. So if they have
I think
extra
by
money,
law,
that
right,
doesn't mean
Steve?
extra
Correct me if
bonus.
I'm wrong. Isn't it by
Huh?
law? Isn't it by law? Isn't it a fiduciary responsibility? Like by law, they
I don't
must do
know.
this.
So they are required. So that's their number one objective. I don't know if it's by law, but that is their main objective to maximize shareholder value. So you have to do the best interest for your shareholders. That's your goal as a corporation. So when you have $124 billion in assets, current assets, these are things that could be liquidated fairly, except for the inventory. Inventory is, that's a touchy subject because you don't know if it should be in current
But look,
assets, but that's another
cash
story.
and investment. What was cash and investment totaled up, Steve?
Cash and which one right here?
37 million, 38 million.
$37 billion
Oh, I
in
mean the
cash and
billion.
cash
Sorry, yeah.
equivalent market with securities. And then Hassan says they have no profit sharing. They don't. But you know what's interesting? Certain countries actually require you to have profit sharing, like Mexico. In Mexico, when you make net income, let's say you made $1 billion in net income, 10% of that profit has to go to the employees. But companies are smart. They usually would start a shell company in Mexico and have that shell company not make enough money. And I've seen this because I've audited this before for a company. They purposely not make money in that country so they don't have to be abide by those rules. But like Mexico surprisingly actually has a law like that you have to share those profits. But and here, no, America does not have a law where you have to share those profits.
And guys, when Steve says net income, it means profit, guys, right? So it's like we use
Profit, yes.
those words interchangeably, so that's like the accounting term, net income, aka profit,
Yes.
guys, aka profit.
Profit, yes. What comes down after you pay taxes, after you pay your lenders, after you pay employees, everything. This is just the last money that comes to your pocket. Other assets that they have, like Ford Credit is big. Oh my God. Receivables. Oh, actually, no, that's just the total receivables. Okay. Net investment operating leases, net property. They got a lot of property too. $41
41
billion
billion.
in property. Damn.
I wonder where
That's a
their
lot.
properties are. Do they still have a lot of plants in the US?
Wow. Let's see how many plants does Ford have. That's big. How many proper
Okay, so Ford
does
has several
Ford
plants in
have?
Michigan, including the Mission Assembly Plant, Wayne, where the Ranger and Bronco are assembled, Flat Rock Assembly Plant, where the Mustang is produced, Rough Electric Vehicle Center in Dearborn is also a significant facility. They got a Kentucky truck
So
plant in Louisville. They got a Louisville assembly plant that's does escapes. Kansas City, Ohio. Okay, they're all also in Canada. And Mexico, Hermosola. Okay, all right. That's
I mean, they have
that's
220 million square feet of real estate across 48 countries. And again, guys, this represents how much they paid for it. It doesn't mean what it's worth. It's probably worth way more than that because depending on when they acquired it. So this right here makes them very valuable as well. If they were able to liquidate it, and how real estate prices have increased dramatically. Although commercial space is it's kind of iffy. It doesn't go up as value as
you
like
know what,
your
man.
home.
Why don't we all just go back to public transportation, bro? We
What
need
does
more
this have to
trains.
do?
We need, like, bro, I'm just so exhausted. Like, look at how much effort it takes to make a car. You gotta get this plant, you gotta get the steel, you gotta move all the stuff around the world just to make so I can go down the street and get a burrito from Chipotle. Why is there not? You know what I mean? Like, I just think we need like trains and stuff like Japan. Like these other countries have figured this stuff out. Like America became a car country
Right.
and we're just kind of stuck with it. And it's just like, oh my god, guys, if there was like really good public transportation, would you ditch your car to use public transportation 100%?
I'm
Like,
sure people would. I mean, people in New York don't drive. They use subway systems and buses and stuff like that. Um,
I don't know, man. I think people still like, but you know what the thing about the car is?
what?
The car is just not a tool. It's also a flexing mechanism.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
So how you
100%.
gonna flex and everybody's at the subway? You can't flex anymore.
Yeah,
Like,
but what percentage of the population though is buying a car to flex?
well, it's the way to for you to kind of show
Kind
wealth
of
or
show off
whatever.
what
I
you
think it's
got.
a big, yeah. It's like a so I don't know, man. I think that that's a big part of it. So people are gonna be like, well, how am I gonna like participate in society? Like imagine, like you can't pull up to the club from the train. You get off of the train station, like,
I just took the T train over here. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah.
got to find other ways to flex. You know what I'm saying? Your watch game at that point has to be on point. You know
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
know. Maybe like the train has different classes, like class one, class two. Like like I rode first class in the train. Like like I got to the club first or something like that. Like
We gotta find.
because
I mean, listen,
as
people
a
back in
dude,
the day.
especially as a dude, right? It's a huge deal.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, but people in the Middle Ages, I'm sure, had other ways to flex. You know what I'm saying? They weren't driving no vehicles. They still had ways to stunt. So
well, they
maybe there
probably
is
got like
another
I
way.
got good health. Like I got good health care. I can go see the doctor. That's how you
Uh,
flex mechanism. Guys, what do you guys think about what I'm saying? Would y'all use public transportation and just get rid of all this car? I mean, that's like this autonomous. You know about the robo tax, the robo cab that Tesla's building?
Yeah,
It's
the robo
different
taxi.
than what. Yeah, robo taxi is just using the Model Y, but robo cab is actually a new product that they're building. It's a two-seater and there's no wheels.
Oh, I've heard about it, but I didn't know it was a different thing
Yeah,
than
it's not a Model Y. I think we thought it was the Model Y when we did
yeah,
Tesla
yeah,
the other
yeah.
day. No, it's a whole thing. So it's like it's wheelless. It's just you just sit and go like.
That's interesting, man.
And they say like 70% of like car rides in America are like two people or less. So that's why they just did a two-seater.
Ah, they also can do like ride sharing too. Like you know what I'm saying? They tacking just one person per vehicle. That's crazy. I don't even like that.
Let's see what AJ say. Yes, we need public transportation for work. We need bullet trains. We are behind in transportation. We want a car for personal use, for fun and road trips and flex.
You know, though, this is where politics comes into play too. I'm sure companies like Ford would not want public transportation. You know what I'm saying? In
Yeah,
America, that would mess them up. If you have public transportation, that's going to be less sales. They're already fighting with less sales right now. Why would they? You know what I'm saying? This is why there's lobbyists and stuff saying, "Hey, don't vote for this one." You know what I'm saying? And that's
yeah.
the
I just
problem
think,
over here.
yeah. I just wish it was easier because like once like the iPhone came out, everybody ditched the flip phone. Like there was no attachment to the flip phone. So I feel
Right.
like once we, if there was public transport, I think people would ditch the car. Like,
Oh,
oh my god,
100%. I
you know?
getting to that point is the problem. But yeah, once we do get to the point, of course, I mean,
Yeah.
who wouldn't? Um,
Lobbyists oppose each other's business, like alcohol versus THC.
yeah,
Yeah.
they do. They do. And then no, that might be something we got to cover too. One of these THC companies, man, that might be interesting to cover
Yeah,
how
that
they're
would
doing
be business.
financially.
Yeah, that would be cool because it was all the hype the last 5, 6, 7 years,
There's
right?
a lot of hype. You know what? If you want us to cover THC companies next week, guys, drop a company while like us to cover. That would be an interesting
Maybe
conversation.
we can call it Vice Week, and it can be like Vice related things like alcohol,
Oh, yes, the
gambling.
cigarette, gambling, all that. I like that. I like that. No, we could do that. That's cool. All
Vice
right,
Week,
guys.
guys. Vice Week next week. What's up?
Vice Week. Look at that. And we got THC, we got the cigarette maker, we got the gambler, we got the casinos. So that's next week. But now we're looking at
Everybody got a
pay.
vice, man. What's your vice, guys? Drop your vice in the chat. What is your vice? We can cover your vice.
Yeah, we
Beer.
cover your vice, guys.
Yeah.
So payables, guys, they have to pay. They have to pay 24 billion. So this is like, money they have to pay within less than a year. Other liabilities, another 27 billion. Company excluding Ford credit debt payable within 1 year, another 1.7 billion. So all in total, total current liabilities, they got 106 billion. Total current assets of 124. You see, when you divide the current asset by current liabilities, it gives you if they're able to cover their current liabilities. But one thing you got to keep in mind is they got a lot of receivables. This is money they haven't received yet. So that does make me worried. Like half of their assets
How
is
much is it? 124 versus.
124 versus 106. But if you look at their actual total current assets, most
Oh,
of
if
it
you
is,
remove that receivable out of there,
yeah,
yeah.
if you remove those receivables, that's 65 billion plus inventory is another 15. Like 80% of their thing is not really that as liquid as the cash. So that is actually a little bit concerning.
And liability, guys, is like what they owe.
Yes.
So that's the word, accounting word for what they owe, that like they have to pay somebody.
Yes, yes. And this is other liabilities, other things that they owe that they have to pay. These are long term. The current ones are ones that have to be paid within less than a year. Long term liabilities, anything that has to be paid after a year. So you have more time. Um, so other liabilities, look at this. For credit long term debt. Long term debt, they got 84 billion. Oh my lord. Damn.
So that's long term debt, guys, is like they probably using what, notes to go out into the public market and get some money. So
Yeah,
like that's like a big IOU, but I'll pay you back in 5 years, guys.
yes, it could be a bond or it could be straight from a
Yeah.
bank. Like I'm going to
Yeah.
borrow from you, and this is stuff that they have to pay. But that's a big look at their total liabilities, 240 billion. Total assets 285. They're almost close. So it's not that
Bro,
great
this
from a
looks
financial
very
standpoint.
similar to VW. VW was very similar to this.
The one thing that, like I said, right, that is beneficial for them is they do have a lot of net property. If it is valued, which this company has been in business since 1908, 1920, that's 1908 is the first Model T. If they acquire these properties over the years and if their prices have substantially increased, that could be a
Yeah.
benefit. But at the same time, commercial property values have declined a lot over the years. So,
Steve, let's play this game where, let's say Ford is gonna go out of business. They
mhm.
say, you know what, we're done. So what would happen, right? What would happen? How would that go about? Wouldn't it be like they would have to sell their assets to pay people they owe, right? That's how you sort of would like do the procedure, like to kind of like pay everybody back as much as possible, right? And then
Yeah,
the
yeah. I mean,
receivables, maybe, I don't know if you can sell the receivables, like somebody go
you
collect
can.
it.
You can. Yeah, you can. You can sell receivables to other companies. Usually, a penny on a dollar, 10 cents on a dollar, depending how good of a receivable is. If you have good credit worthy receivables, you could sell it maybe 50 cents on a dollar. But if it's not good, 10 cents on a dollar. That's why you guys got credit collecting companies calling you up, is because that debt was sold to a credit collection agency. If you owe $1,000, they probably bought it for 200 bucks. And then now they're trying to get 1,000 from you because then they could profit 800. You know what I'm saying? That's how that business works. It's a big market actually. You could buy
A huge market,
receivables. You
yes.
could actually start a
Yeah.
business. That's a business idea for people out there. If you think you can collect people from money, that's a big market in itself. Look up how do I buy receivables from companies and they sell it.
I think
But
Ford
yeah,
is going
that
to be
would
a little bit
essentially
more
how it.
complicated because it's tied to the car, so it's backed by an asset.
Yes.
So this is where repos would come in, and it would be a huge mess because all those people. So how would like, okay, let's say Ford is like, fuck it, I'm out. And then they sell the receivable. The company that buys the receivable, they can still go get the car because the car is still out there. It's tied to the asset. So now the repo man would probably deploy out in the street trying to find this car so they can get it back if the guy doesn't pay or whatever. Because you can't get the title if you don't pay
So
the loan.
in bankruptcy law, they have hierarchy of who would get their money first.
Hmm.
There's a list. There's like 7 lists. There's like securitized people. There's preferred stockholders. Even in stock, like stock would be there's preferred stockholders. They would get their money before that. So it depends on where you rank. But usually the bottom tier stockholder, usually on the back end, you're at the lower tier. But a company this size, Ford would not go into, you know, chapter 7 liquidation. There's a chapter 11. They would not, because government would get involved and would save them. It's just
Actually,
it's a
wasn't Ford
big
the only one
backbone.
that did not take? Wasn't Ford the only one that did not take the bailout in '08?
Let's look it up.
I think GM took
Did
it. Ford
Ford
did
take
not,
up?
and people gave a lot of respect to Ford for not taking the bailout, and they actually climbed out of the '08 crisis by themselves.
So what AB is referring to, guys, is during the 2008 financial crisis, a lot of companies took a bailout, meaning money from the government. So Ford Motor did not accept the direct government bailout. However, it's important to clarify Ford's financial strategy during that period. Ford in late 2000 secured substantial line of credit, mortgaging many of its assets, including the company's trademark blue
Mm,
oval logo, to secure
crazy.
23.6 billion in financing from capital markets.
Ooh.
So, okay, so some of this debt that we see on their books is probably stemming from that as well. And
Look
it
at that. They
also
even
sold off
sold.
brands like Volvo, Jaguar, Land Rover to raise additional funds and focus on its core brands. And then it says, while Ford did not take the direct bailout funds, they did receive some government assistance in the form of loans, such as those related to developing fuel-efficient vehicles. Ford Credit, Ford Financing also borrowed 15.9 billion from the government, and I'm
Bro,
sure those loans low interest.
come
What
on, bro.
was
When is like, bro? Can we get some loan? Like, bro, we need like a studio. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we need some marketing budget. Like, when can I get a
Look at
loan?
this. Look at this, bro. The weighted average interest rate on these draws was approximately 2.3%. Yo! Oh my God. That is so low, guys. Inflation itself is usually about 3%. You know what I'm saying? These people borrowed that much amount of money on 2.3% interest rate.
And that
When's the
was a
last time
crazy time. That was a crazy
that was
time.
a crazy time?
That
So
was
it's
a
kind of
crazy time. So it's like,
because
look
the
at this.
bailout, they had to pay it back too. It's not
Yeah.
necessarily a full. So them taking out a loan also is kind of you didn't take
But
the bailout, but at the same time
but
you just
listen, but if AB goes to Vegas and had a bad year, I can't get bailed out by the government. This is what these companies did. They
yes.
got drunk in '05, '06, '07, '08. They did all kinds of fuckeries. And then like, oh, Mr. Government, can you give me some money? Like, you know what I mean? I can't have a bad couple of years and no get bailed out by the government. and then
No,
get
no,
my
you
loan
can't.
forgiven. I think some of their loans were forgiving, the GMs and them boys. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Let's
Like,
see if
come
any
on,
of
man.
was any of Ford's
Like, no.
no from the video was not
5.9.
Ford fully repaid the loan. But that is a low interest loan, guys. 2.3. I don't know if you guys have houses or if you got car loans, but when's the last time you got a 2.3% interest rate on anything? That's essentially that's
Unheard of.
nothing, bro. I'll take that 2.3% loan anytime. You know what I'm saying? That's that's insane. Um, but yeah, that's yeah. I think Ford is one of those companies too big to fail. It's so look at this. So cash flows from operating. So this represents how much they make from the actual operations. How much did they make? They made 5.8 billion right there in the consolidated. If you look at that, and then let's see if they're doing some investing activities. They are spending a lot of money on investing activities, which I presume is on the electrical EV aspect, because they spent $8 billion on capital spending.
Acquisition
Uh,
of finance receivables and operating leases. What does that mean?
Acquisitions of finance, receive, and operating leases. I'm thinking those are
59
the.
billion?
This is though they paid. So acquisition of finance. Let's look at to get more information. Let's look at it. 59 billion.
I think you're right. Acquisition of finance receivable. Acquisition of finance receivable. Guys, let us know if you're viewing this. Drop a comment. What do y'all think?
So acquisitions of finance and operating lease typically appears within investing activation. Appears okay. Ford's operating a financial subsidiary called Ford Motor Company.
Oh, it's
Provides
finance
financing to
receivables represent the
customers.
money owed to Ford creditors by customers.
Represents money
Oh,
owed to Ford Credit by customers who have financed their vehicles purchased through them. When Ford Credit acquires a new finance receivable, means they provided a loan or lease finance to a customer, creating a receivable and asset on their books. The cash flow statement reflects the acquisition of these receivables as a cash outflow because Ford Credit is essentially lending money or providing financing, reducing its account special and a oh, so this is lending they provided to their customers essentially through the Ford Credit.
$59 billion worth
That's a lot of financing. And
in one
this,
year, right?
this is just 1 year. That's crazy. 59 billion? Wow.
Damn.
A lot.
Whoa, whoa, $59 billion. Isn't that more than what they sold? Oh no,
I
no, their
think
revenue.
some of this is maybe because they do have a Ford Credit like
No,
we
yeah, it
mentioned.
is. It is. It's that. But okay, so they had a 185 billion in revenue, so that's not crazy, I guess.
Who
So
had
a lot
185?
of those revenues, huh?
Who had 185 billion in revenue?
I looked at it on Google because I don't. I mean,
Because I didn't see that 185.
yeah. If you find the income statement, I mean, I'm googling it because we can't seem to find the damn income statement in here
Let me go to
unless
the
we missed it.
because I did not see that 185 billion. Is not what let's look at their table of contents. All right, hold
94, page 94.
94. Where financial statements? Oh yeah,
No, no, scroll down.
that's not it.
Mm, what is those three? What is those three like hamburgers down the top left? Either one of those. Oh,
Let's see.
consolidated income statement. Bam.
You know what?
Probably down. Probably down.
Let's go to my favorite. This is better right here, guys. This is why I rock with the Yahoo Finance, guys. Easy to obtain information, I swear. Wow. So you see, they didn't even break it down like this on the statement that we saw. They had to break it. Total revenue. Damn. 185 billion?
Is that
What?
all? That's not good, bro. Wait.
That's a lot.
Nah, bro. I think Volkswagen Group had like 300 and something.
Yeah, but Volkswagen has so many brands under it. This only has Ford and Lincoln.
Okay.
So look at this. They made 185 billion. Cost of revenue, which is how much it cost them to make the car, just
That's
only
bad.
represents how much it cost them to make the car. That's a big cost of revenue too. 171 billion.
Yes,
So
that
your
bro.
profit,
This I'm having deja vu because this was
what?
exactly Volkswagen. Volkswagen was the same. It was like 80% or something like that. 80%. Yeah,
Dude, that is low.
I
That's
know.
not, I mean, you
I
would
know.
think,
171 divided by 185. Yeah, 92%. 92% cost of
it
goods
cost,
sold.
dude, that's not good. That's expensive. I mean, and then you have the operating expense, which is like their office staff, their, you know, marketing and all that cost another 10 billion, and then their operating income was 2.9 billion.
I mean,
And then
look at net
after they
income, bro.
pay, so pre-tax income was 4 point, so other income
3
tax
divided
expense.
by 185.
So
Bro,
pre-tax income,
1.6%.
this
Oh
is
my.
insane. Pre-tax income was 4.3, then they paid taxes of 1.1 billion right here.
Yep.
And then their net income, which is pure profit, is 3 billion. But 3 billion might seem like a lot, but you generate 185 billion dollars and you only generate 3 billion, is only about what,
Oh,
2%?
1.6. Yeah.
Oh my god. That's crazy, bro.
Bro.
That's not a lot, guys. Like that, you work that hard for you to make 1.6%. It's like you invested $100 in well, let's just say maybe a $1,000, and then you make $16 in profit. Like was 1.6%.
No, $1.60 for $100. Like let's like it's like buying something for 98 dollars and selling it for $100. But that's basically what's happening here. Like you
That's
made a
essentially
dollar
what's happening.
sixty. Yeah.
That is garbage, and that's kind of been the same. Like you look at 2023, it's a similar story. And I mean, in general,
Yeah.
first of all, their cost of revenue is high. Why is their cost of revenue so high? And it keeps going up, you know?
I feel like even what's his name had a way better. Even Volkswagen had like a 3.5 or 4% net income ratio. So this is actually worse than Volkswagen even. I mean, remember, bro, we looked at
This does,
Toyota. Toyota was at like 9% or something. Toyota's doing way better. Way better. It's not even
and
close.
and guys, and the other thing to keep in perspective is, right? Look, 185 billion in revenue. Cost of revenue was 171. That cost of revenue does not include lawsuits, does not include other like the 2 point something billion that we saw in lawsuit. It doesn't cover that. That's another that's a cost that they have to eat after that. This is just what cost them to make the cars. That's a high cost of revenue. I'm surprised a
And
company that's been
and Steve,
operating.
imagine people right now complain that car prices are too high. So they are even at the cap on pricing. You know what I mean? And they're still their margins are super. So they're just trying to do it with volume. I guess that's the only way. Like Walmart, for example, has a low net margin, right? I think their net
Yeah,
margin
yeah,
is like
yeah.
5-6%, but their revenue is like 600 billion, some crazy amount. So they can make it
Right,
up there.
right. But but the thing is, Walmart doesn't make stuff. Usually, as a company, right? When you're making stuff, after a while, with efficiency gains, with better technology and stuff, you end up trying to get better cost. And a company that's established as Ford, you know what I'm saying? Like been in operation for 100 years. They were the market leader for 65 years, from 1908 to 1965. They were the number one selling brand. They didn't lose
In
that
America
title
or,
until the
or America
Volkswagen
or
deal.
world? America.
No, in the world. No, in the world.
Wow.
Until Volkswagen took over for 65 years, they're the number one seller. And then, but now you look at it, it's like it's not as efficient. And this is
Steve,
not
this is
even
this is where
representing their.
this is where this is where we're gonna break our viewers' heart, right? Remember Lululemon, guys? They had
Yes.
$10.5 billion in revenue, and their net income was like 1.9 to $2 billion. Look at
Yeah.
the Ford net income. Look at 3.5 That's
Three
all.
and a half billion
Lululemon just selling damn yoga pants. Damn near made what your
yoga
Ford made in
pants.
a way. Freaking yoga
And you
pants is
don't
making
have
like, come on, bro.
and you don't have huge lawsuits coming your way when you're selling yoga pants. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna roll over and crash. Look at the freaking earning per share. Only 78 cents per share that they're making. That is weak, weak, weak. I mean, they do have dividends. I mean, they probably should not have dividends because you're barely making it. That's crazy. PE ratio 13.8. So this is why also Tesla is overpriced. You know what I'm saying? If you look at Tesla's PE ratio, so PE ratio means the price of the stock compared to the earning. The higher the number is, the more expensive. Like you're paying a lot for this stock. But 13.87 is low, but which represents that a lot of people don't think highly of the stock. You know what I mean? And this future estimate. Look, it's even 1 year target estimate is 1070. It's trading right now 1080. So they're actually, you know, they're predicting it to go lower. That's
Oh my
crazy.
god, you know what I mean? Like it's almost like these companies become a non-profit.
They really do. Like, or you're barely making it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're barely making it. I don't know.
It's almost like a public service that you know what I mean. Like it might be better for the freaking United States government to buy this company and let the United States own it. Like make it a non-profit because look at this. Look how much capital flows over here. The amount of money they borrowed, all this other stuff for you to not be profitable, bro. Like not to a point where it needs to be. You're profitable, yeah, $3 billion. You think Tesla can handle the car industry bullshit? Model is old, EV is challenging. Conde, Samte fresh and relevant.
I mean, listen, whether they stay fresh and relevant, even if they don't, their balance sheet looks nice, their profit looks nice. So even if they do want to stay fresh and want to like create new models, they would have the capital to do it. This company literally just erased $1.9 billion from canceling their EV products. Ford, you know what I'm saying, just took a hit. $1.9 billion lawsuit, another 2.5, and another 1.7, and another lawsuit. Just just off of those, you lost 6 point something $billion from cancellation of EV and two lawsuits, and your net income was 3 billion. So that net income that you made this year was completely wiped out by two lawsuits. It's done. Like that money is gone. Let's just assuming, right? Like they didn't have no cash in the bank. That money is gone. And you also
Dude.
canceled EV and 2 billion, and you made a net profit of 3 billion.
Hey, can you please pull up their website? I want to see what their lineup looks like these
That's
days.
where we were just at when we first got in. That was our.
What was the lineup looking like? I mean,
They
SUVs and
got
cars,
actually a
trucks and
decent lineup though. Look at that. They got the Mustang,
okay, they got the Bronco
Escape,
and all this other stuff.
Bronco. Broncos look nice too. Not
Explorer,
gonna
Mustang Mach E Expedition. What's this electric and hybrid?
Which one?
It's third thing to the electric and hybrid under trucks and vans. I'm
Oh yeah,
talking about.
we could look at all of them. I'll show all of them.
Oh, okay. Oh, they got
The
the Maverick. What's that? Is that electric or hybrid? Okay.
hybrid. F 150,
F-150 Super
even F one
Duty
fifty is
range.
hybrid, huh? Look at that, Super Duty and electric and hybrid. The
Yeah,
Mustang,
the Lightning. That's that Lightning all electric. Look at that. That's
yeah,
the all electric. Mackie all electric. So what was it that they canceled then? So they still got this performance. Hmm. Oh, the Raptor. Oh my lord, I'm like
dude. I don't know
future.
Broncos are that expensive. Damn.
No, that's the performance version, I guess. Bronco
Oh,
Raptor, a 90K.
and then they have commercial vehicles,
Super Duty E-Trend. Oh my, like Steve, can you imagine doing all this work for you to only profit $3 billion
bro.
when Lululemon is chilling? They're not even making their own stuff. Like
Dude,
they got people in Vietnam, like an outsourced facility making their stuff. They're just on TikTok, wearing the pants, like
right.
hosting like yoga sessions, and they're making $1 billion. No, seriously, bro. Like, imagine, bro. Like, this is why not all business is good business. Like,
No,
it
it's
might
not.
look good, and again, guys, like the theme over and over and over again is like Michael Kors and Versace. We learned like they're like losing mad money, crazy money. Like they're not making money.
No, they're
Um,
not.
like these little companies that we've seen was actually like doing way better. Like U-Haul was profitable. Like they brought in,
Yes.
I think, U-Haul, I think they had like 7-8% net income. I mean we saw Lululemon at like 18%. Even Tesla had like 8%. Toyota was doing very healthy. Out of the big three right now, Toyota is way healthier than Ford and Volkswagen. It's not even close.
But Tesla is the healthiest out of all of them, guys.
Yeah, I'm talking about the
The
big
big
guys.
boys, yeah, I would agree.
Oh my lord, dude. This is they're worse than Volkswagen, dude. I thought Ford was gonna be better than Ford.
Yeah, I mean, a company in operation for this many years, you don't have a lot of brand under your belt. And for you not to, the cost of revenue is very concerning. Why does it cost you so much to make these cars? Like, why? This also talks about leadership, bro. Leadership is important, man.
Is
If
this
you
is this
have
where they're gonna blame the unions for
you can't even blame the unions because cost of revenue has nothing to do with, I guess, what the factory
what the
workers.
direct cost? Direct cost would get in
True,
there, right?
true, but
Yeah.
come on, man. Union workers cannot be the biggest line items at 174 billion. You know what I'm saying? Even if I had,
I
because
think
the average
labor is probably is equal as materials in making the car. I think it would probably cost more than labor actually the material. I don't know, but I
they
mean,
have, they have what they said 170,000 employees. Even if you do the math of 170,000 times 100,000, what does that come up to? Well, let's do some math here. Let's just give them the benefit of the doubt, right? Let's just say
17 billion or something.
so that's about 17 billion. That only represents 10% of their cost of goods, right? If that's the case. All right, so let's see 170,000 employees. Let's assume everybody makes 100. It's actually 120,000. Let's just say 120,000. And this is simple math, actually, guys. Obviously, it could be
20
more
billion.
or less. That comes out to 20.4 billion. But their cost of revenue is 170 billion dollars. You know what I'm saying? So that only
Just
represents about 15% of their cost of revenue because you do take, and this is assuming all their employees were manufacturing people, which is not. We literally took all that in there. That's not the
so
biggest concern. So out of 171, if you subtract 20 billion, that you still have 150 billion in cost of revenue. Why does your cost of revenue cost that much? That's crazy. Materials? Like, and you can't even say it's tariffs because even in the past, look at their cost of revenue, 140 billion compared to 158. I mean, it's slightly better, but still, damn, making cars is the car industry is not really sexy. Man.
it's
It's a lot of
bro.
investment for little money. Like, what
I
the hell,
mean, this is why people get into software, guys. Software,
yo?
you only have to make it once and you can sell it forever. That is the best
It
business
is.
model ever. You make it once and you sell it forever.
And
You know,
that's
you just
why the
yeah.
Magnificent Seven, which is essentially composed of all tech stocks, they have been killing the market. You know, the Nvidias of the world, the Metas of the world, the Googles of the world, the Microsoft of the world. They've been killing it because they make a lot of money. Car company, you're making small pennies. What? 180 billion? You only make 3 billion? What?
I feel so bad. I actually feel bad because like I mean this is like at the core of like a society. Like the tools we use, the car, you know, like we want them to be profitable so they can go, you know, on and innovate. We all love cars, you know, it's like a big part of like being an adult. Remember, you get your first car, you're all excited, you got the freedom to move, you know what I mean? Like, how many memories have you created in your car? You know what I mean? Like, but all that doesn't translate to any like not profitable. It's not a good business to get into. Like, if you had all the money in the world, like if I give Steve all the money in the world, he would not start a car company tomorrow. Maybe just for fun, not for profit.
No,
He would start a
no.
software thing, a subscription model, a Netflix type situation, or you know, like some kind of software tool or something. Just if you're looking at it from a pure profit, this is why again Elon is one of the G's of our time because he went into a business so hard, and he seems to be surviving and holding on. Um, but let's just go to trains,
Yeah.
man. Let's just close all these companies and go to the bullet trains. That's the answer here.
Yeah, I mean, and the reason, guys, this is very important is as an investor, when you're looking at this, one of the things you got to look at is the company making a lot of money and is there room for growth? So when you look at it, they barely make any money. And then for room for growth, I don't know how they have room for growth. It's a highly competitive market. They don't really have, consumer brand is switching to electric, or regulatory requirements is also requiring them to be more electric and all that. And even if, let's say, they are able to adapt, if you look at the amount of money they have to invest in the future, it's not they're not making enough for them to make huge investments. They have a lot of debt. I mean,
Almost
I
feels
don't.
like you know, like when you own a restaurant, like and you kind of show up every day and open the door and you just kind of go through the motions, even though you're not profitable. You just like, I don't know how to close this. Like, it's not profitable, but I just have to show up because like I own this company. It's kind of like that. It's like I own this company, so I have to do this. And we kind of make cars and everything, but we're not profitable because they haven't been profitable for years. Like in a way where we, you
Yeah,
know, the kind of so it's like, why do you keep going? You know, in a way, like, why do you keep going?
yeah. And like a company like I said about Ford, being in business for 100 years, over 100 years, you would. Oh man, look at that! Look at their credit rating too.
Steve, I
It's
your credit
currently
checking.
rated by Moody's as a highest junk rating. So look at
Steve
their.
was
This is by Moody's. So there's different rating agencies, just like regular, Experience, TransUnion. In the corporate world, there's Moody's, there's S&P. So Moody's gives them a Ba1, which is a junk rating. So it goes up from AAA all the way to junk rating, means that you have to pay more debt. Also, when you do issue debt to be sold, it's harder to sell those. Like S&P also rates them BBB minus, which is essentially a little bit above than junk. Fitch, BBB minus. DBRS, Morningstar. That's not as well known, but BBB, like that's not good. Look at this. Look at the reasons there for the creating credit rating, profitability and cash flows.
free cash flow.
Oh, they don't exactly. Yeah, weak cash flow. Why is their credit rating bad?
Ford gonna need Klarna. Yeah, Ford is gonna need Klarna. No, they're gonna need What's that weak ass credit card company? Credit
Who?
Karma,
Capital
no,
One?
Credit One, Capital One, Credit One, that kind of shit. Man, you know what? Like,
It's
I
lower
want
than
to
some
make
of
like
its
a wild
peers.
prediction. I think a wild prediction is like one of these Teslas are gonna buy one of these big boys, or just kill the brand. You know, I think I think that like when Elon bought Twitter, were you surprised?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, what's their market cap?
For
I would
who?
love to know what.
Ford?
Yeah,
Uh, actually, I've seen it. Let me see.
43 billion, dude.
Did you see
Is
it?
that all? Yeah, I just googled it,
Oh,
dude. Elon bought Twitter for 44 billion. Elon can buy Ford right now.
yeah. If he wants to, yes. 43 billion.
Wow.
It's
Elon, bro, Ford is worth less than Twitter, guys. This is how low we've gotten. Like, Ford is worth less than Twitter. Freaking Twitter, where you go and talk shit, is worth more than Ford. The whole Ford company, the American Henry Ford, the proud and joy of American companies now is tech companies. It's
yes.
Facebook, it's Google, it's Twitter. It's not these big companies anymore, guys. I mean, look at
So
GM, 50 billion.
50 billion. Honda 43 billion. Oh, Honda is even also kind of
Not
low.
good. It's nearly
That's crazy. Toyota 236 billion. Look at Stellantis. Oh, that's also low too. 25.63. Tesla on Tesla's almost a trillion.
a trillion, yeah.
Tesla's 200 times what no 20 times, right? That would be 20 times. A little bit over 20 times where Ford is worth. BYD company, the Chinese company, is worth more than them. If we're just looking at market cap, is not necessarily a true representation, but it is a representation of how much your company is worth.
Guys,
Rivian,
guys,
yep.
it is not that crazy of a notion what AB is saying that if Elon wanted to, he can buy any of these damn cars right now, and it ain't gonna be that bad for him. He got the cash, just personal cash, to go and buy Ford right now if he wants to.
No, he can. I mean, he's worth over $400 billion.
Yeah,
So 43 billion is only 10%, a little bit 10% of his net worth. So if he wanted to, he can. There is restriction, but he technically can. Money wise, he can.
that's crazy, bro. The man that came from PayPal,
Yeah.
freaking PayPal guy can go buy the Ford Motor Company Model T, the people that invented the car in a way, kind of popularized cars. We're talking that triple OG. When you say triple OG, this is what we're
Triple
talking about in the
OG
car
for
business.
real.
Man, that is a wild statement a tech boy from San Francisco is gonna go buy the big giant GM and Ford from Detroit, Michigan. The rust, the Midwest. Remember, Detroit at one point was the richest city in the world.
During the whole manufacturing boom.
The boom, yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's,
now look at it. I mean,
yeah, it's
I
not
think
looking good.
globalization took a lot of hit from going to Mexico to make these cars and all that kind of stuff. Um,
I mean, look at the analyst recommendation. So in August, this is fairly new. 16 people are saying hold. Typically, you don't see a lot of people saying sell. So hold is essentially, it's not positive. You
no.
only have a small percentage saying buy, and then the others are selling sell. So majority are saying hold. And if you notice, from May all the way to June, there's a lot of hold. So there's not a even in the analysts that cover the stock, there's not a lot of enthusiasm. And they're predicting average price target is predicted at 1070, which is lower than its current price. So from an investment standpoint, this wouldn't be this wouldn't be a thumbs up for me. Definitely not.
Guys, the viewers, we got some viewers. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? How do
Oh
you like the coverage of the Ford Motor Company? It's not looking good. It's a bloodbath on the financial streets this this
yeah.
evening. We got a 92% cost of goods sold. Once like the stuff, that's the big takeaway right here. 92% cost of goods sold. Well, there's no money left for you to be profitable. You're
Yeah.
done. You're
Yeah.
done at the dead in the waters right there. Like you can try to save on all your operation costs until the cows come home, but you only got 8% to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no point. You can cut all your sales staff and replace them with AI and everything else. It ain't gonna make no difference. You still
It's
gonna have
not.
like
It's not. It really is
so
not.
the biggest problem is their cost of goods sold. Whatever it is, whatever that cost is, it seems like material. If it's not labor, we did the rough calculation
Rough
with the
estimate.
labor.
Yeah.
Seems like labor wasn't it. So it's materials. What is it like? Are you wasting materials, raw materials? What
Hmm.
is this like? Are you not inefficient? How is this so bad?
Yeah. They need to dig, and it has been an issue for some years now. And they leadership got to get involved and figure out what the issue is, because this is
And
a
that's
big
one of those things
company.
you can actually work on.
Yeah. It
Even
really is
10% decrease would be huge for them.
huge. Huge. I mean, that's about $17 billion in savings if you have a 10% drop. I mean, that's going to affect your bottom line. Then your net income suddenly goes from 3 billion to 20 billion. That's big money right there. 10% reduction.
Your stock would shoot up. You would be
Shoot
like
up.
all of a sudden, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know why they're not trying to figure. I mean, Ford
Yeah.
needs to GoFundMe. Ford
They
lost
do,
money.
man. Ford needs new blood, man, too. Like it's I don't know. I don't know how this guy gets paid $23 million, the
25.
CEO.
Fucking 25.
$25 million,
24.9. Yeah.
and he got paid the same amount the previous year, but you have major issues like this. How is that? I don't even understand. Like how long this guy been? This is the last thing I'll look up, because I gotta get out of here. I've been here 3 hours. We gotta exit. How long this guy been in there? Because this is crazy.
Guys, any questions? Last questions before we sign off for tonight. This is the longest stream we've ever done. 3 hours. We got some viewers that are sustaining on here though. We got some viewers, guys. If you're
I know.
still
Shout out to y'all,
watching
man,
us
for
deep
real.
on a Saturday night at midnight Central, we got 1 a.m. Eastern right now. This is
This Jim
when we talk
Farley
about
guy.
Fords. We pocket watching Ford tonight.
Look at this guy, Jim Farley, been in office since 2020, and this guy's getting paid 25 million every year. Like, how, how much has he got paid since he been?
This was an emotional stream. Yeah, man. It's sad to see. It's sad to see our man Henry Ford. Man, he would have came and fired everybody.
For real.
He would have put them in concentration camps.
Yeah, for real. He was an anti-Semite, so maybe he would. Look how much he got paid, yo. $85 million since he's been in the position. This is craziness, bro. $85 million. What's your what have you impacted the company? This is just the CEO, the one guy.
Man, we talked highs, lows, politics, wokeness, global warming. Yeah, man, we done got into all of that. You know what I'm saying? Your boy had to come in here talking about Norway. We talking about oil reserves or
Talked about
Norway. We
everything,
went all
man.
over the place over here.
Yeah, guys. I think
Birth rates. I mean, what else
yo,
have
for
we
real.
talked?
We talked about everything under the sun, guys. So thank you guys again, man, for rocking with us, man. We gotta check out. This is the longest stream, guys. 3 hours and 13 minutes. We do it for you guys, man.
And
Make
we got
sure
the highest
you
viewer, man. We got the highest viewer we've ever
we
had.
do, yo. I mean, this is I don't even know how people are watching this. Oh, it's 1 a.m. where I'm at. 1:19 a.m., guys. It's this is the latest I've been up as far as doing the show. So, man, shout out to I want to give a huge shout out to Hassan, who's been here from minute one, bro. So shout out to you, bro. Big shout out to you, to San, to Bree, to Rebecca, to who else did I miss?
We else didn't see. We
Whoever
didn't
else
see
is on
Kia
the
and
line.
them in the chat. If you're watching this,
Yes,
guys,
not a name.
we want y'all to say what's up in the chat.
Yeah,
Say
for real.
something so we'll know we got some viewers out there. But tomorrow, I don't know. I mean, we're not covering a particular company tomorrow, right? Or what's the plan tomorrow?
No, no, we're gonna be hearing AB's point of views on different topics. So the stuff that we just talked about today, it's a free flowing topic tomorrow, guys. We got, you know what? I want to hear more about what he has to say about global warming too. So stay tuned. Uh,
We're gonna go like over like taxes, global warming, birth rates,
yes,
wealth
yes, birth
inequality.
rate.
It's
Yes,
Sunday, it's Sunday dinner, Sunday chill day. Ranting and raving, AB, Raventon and Raven, Stevo.
yes.
And next week, I think we just decided it's gonna be Vice Week, right? Get your
Vice week,
drink
bro.
on, get your
Yes,
smoke on, get your porn on, get
yes.
you get get all your vices. You know what I mean? Get the lube ready. It's gonna be a wild one next week, man. Yeah. Pause.
Oh,
Okay. Pause. Pause.
yo, yo, for real. Pause on all those, man. All right,
But
guys, we gotta
yeah,
sign
let
off,
us know. Like,
man.
let us
We
know
gotta
like
get.
vice related companies. Yeah, I want us to work. Cover next week.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
thinking
yeah. Drop
cigarettes,
it.
weed,
Hit us on that
alcohol,
message.
beer. Porn sites, whatever. We'll see.
That's gonna be crazy. I don't know if there's any publicly traded porn sites. I guess we're gonna find out. I mean, we don't advocate for any of this, but that's a business. We'll cover it. The annual statement. That's what we do. We cover financial statements. We don't judge what the kind of business they're in. So we'll cover it. You asked for it. All right.
All right, Steve. Oh man, I think we gotta sign out, guys. Thanks for being here.
We
Thanks for
gotta
being with
sign
us.
out, guys.
Subscribe, like, share. Please like this video, guys. We have 10 viewers. I want the 10 likes. We need them 10 likes. Let's get those
Yes,
10
yes. Show
likes.
some
We need
love.
those algorithms. So make sure you click that like on your way out. We appreciate y'all for tuning in on Saturday night.
Yep.
And this is your
And this
boy
is your
AB.
it's your boy Steve, and we out.
This is the Profit Report, baby. We out, Steve-O.
We out.